All right, man. All right. I said we was gonna get on. I said we was gonna get on the Mo You Know, and I did not expect us to get on the Mo You Know like this. This is crazy. I mean, just last night we were playing some music and celebrating. But let me start off. We're gonna take this a little bit serious because even though we know I don't really listen to Aubrey's music like that, we don't want anybody to get hurt from none of this stuff. Especially they saying it was a security guard. It was like a drive-by or something. We're gonna play the videos. We're gonna go into all of that. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Man, yeah. Well, sometimes it is what it is, man. But we got a couple of articles. We're gonna see if there's any live updates. Sheesh. Well, they said Drake wasn't there. They said Drake wasn't there. Now I know in rap there's a lot of lies. There's a lot of lies, but let me say this, man. This is nothing to do with Kendrick Lamar. This has nothing to do with Kendrick Lamar. There's some other stuff going on that I'm gonna bring up, and we about to just go down this rabbit hole. Because initially I had a video, a documentary that we was gonna watch on Drake, and the other thumbnail I had, but then this happened. I said we're gonna go ahead and have to talk about this. So there was a shooting at Drake's house at 2:18 in the morning. Now they saying a security guard got hit. He's at the hospital. They threw him in surgery. They said Drake was not there, but they did confirm that Drake will 100% cooperate with the police. Now this is a serious case. $400 million. He's worth $1 billion allegedly. You gotta cooperate. This isn't a case where we can get on here and joke around. But I'm gonna play these, and then we're gonna go jump into some articles, and then I'm gonna show you guys what I think is actually connected to, and we're gonna go from there, man. Well, I mean, he's a celebrity. You first of all, yeah, let's all right, hold on. Yeah, first of all, I mean, the house that Drake is living in, this is where he lives. Like, even if he didn't list his address, he had it on, like, he was showing his house being built. Everyone knows where Drake lives. Now, I don't know if they made it because they're showing shell casings in the street, but they got the front door roped off. But that kind of makes you think, why are they roping off the door if we don't know exactly where the security guard was shot at. So let's play these news clips and shit, we're gonna see where it goes.
Well, a Toronto home belonging to the musician Drake was the scene of an overnight shooting. It happened at around 2 in the morning, and a man was rushed to hospital with serious injuries. Now, this happened in the upscale Toronto neighborhood called the Bridle Path. CBC's Megan Fitzpatrick is at the scene outside of Drake's home. Megan, what can you tell us?
Well, it is an active investigation underway, Natasha. I'll step out of the way so you can kind of have a bit of a look at the scene here. We're being held back by police tape at this part of the road, but right there where that other police tape is the corner of Drake's property. Several vehicles, police vehicles parked in front of the home. I can see multiple orange pylons on the ground, potentially evidence markers there, as well as just beside me, a pair of blue surgical gloves as well that are just on the other side of this tape here. So investigators on scene, police writing on social media earlier this morning that they were called to the area of Bayview and Lawrence around 2 a.m. this morning for reports of a shooting. And they say that a man was transported to hospital with serious injuries. They also say that a suspect in the shooting fled in a vehicle, but they have not issued any kind of description of the suspect or that vehicle. Not clear if Drake is in the home or was in the home last night, Natasha, or exactly where on the property the shooting took place, whether it was inside the home, on the front lawn, outside on the street, or where exactly it took place.
So what they're saying is it's a drive-by, but they haven't said where the body was. So I'm assuming they drove by and it was the security at the gate because they're showing the shells in the street. But why would they have the front door marked off? You know what I'm saying? With the crime scene tape. So I'm pretty sure we're gonna find out a lot of details. We're gonna let this play, and I'm gonna start bringing up some other stuff. And hey, we about to just go on us a deep dive, man. It's Tuesday, man. My name is Modi J. This is the Mo You Know. I said we were gonna be back, and we did not know we was gonna have breaking news. I thought we was gonna be watching a documentary, but We'll probably catch the documentary at the tail end.
A source has told CBC News the person that was shot was a security guard, and that police were told that that person was unconscious and had received a gunshot wound to the upper chest. And again, that person was rushed to hospital. We understand they underwent some kind of surgery. We don't have an update on that person's condition. Yeah, what the state is of their health right now. Those are all the details we know so far. Now, again, police obviously on scene. We're hoping they'll give us a bit of an update as soon as possible so we can learn more about what happened here early this morning.
Well, one of the questions it's raising, Megan, is, of course, Drake has already been in the headlines. I don't know how closely everyone's been following this, but if you follow hip hop or if you're following entertainment news, Drake has been in this ongoing battle, this rap feud with Kendrick Lamar. So tell us about that.
They're automatically going to link it to Kendrick Lamar, even though, let's just be logical here. Let's just say, no, we're not even going to say it was Kendrick, but why would Kendrick send a shooter across the border to Toronto, to the house, to do a drive-by on a mansion where the front of the house is about 150, 200 feet away from the street after he already beat Drake in a rap battle? Why would Kendrick do that? If you're going to send shooters after somebody, you're going to do it while the beef is going on, not after a nigga say, I ain't dissing you no more. It's just not logical, but you got to have a narrative. So I 100% don't believe this has anything to do with Kendrick. Like, Kendrick ain't trying, well, yeah, he do say he wants you to die, but he ain't sending no shooters out there. You think Kendrick made it this far to do some silly shit like that? Hey, we need you to book a ticket. We need you to go to Toronto. This is some other shit. Now, Toronto, we know that he hangs with his cronies and all of that. And I'm going to start linking things together for y'all. And we're just about to just see it. Yeah, he did say your last show will be in Oakland. That would be smarter. Why would I send a nigga to Canada, to Toronto, where I know you got security at? This nigga ain't Jackie Chan. He ain't 007. You will catch somebody on the road, especially if you got this kind of money. And a sloppy drive-by like this, come on, man. Come on, man. They do better drive-bys than that out in Compton. You think they about to send a shooter to Toronto to do this after he already won and he's about to shoot the video? I mean, well, niggas do silly shit, but I don't think this has anything to do with that. Oh yeah, Phil. Oh yeah, Phil. They already said, I got the audio. They already said Drake wasn't at the house, but they said Aubrey will 100% cooperate with the police with their investigation. He's a $500 million. He's a billionaire. Whatever he is, he has too much money not to cooperate. Now, you just heard him talking tough on the track, talking about, you said we ratting, where the paperwork that we can see, but we got confirmation that this week you said that you're going to be doing some talking. So we don't need the paperwork. Notre Dame has predicted that. But let's get serious, because we don't want anyone to get hurt in this situation, because it really ain't that deep.
That a bit.
Yeah, and that's really been heating up over the last few days. It's a feud that's been going on for years, but it really has ramped up in the last couple of days, with both musicians releasing multiple tracks aimed at each other, containing lyrics with pretty ugly personal insults. One of the songs.
That's how you know they don't know what they talking about. Pretty ugly insults. No, them niggas is dissing each other. That's what they were doing. It wasn't insults. Them niggas was dissing each other.
Songs that Kendrick Lamar released when he put it out on his social media channels. The cover art for that track included an image of this house behind me, of Drake's house, an aerial shot. Now, it's pretty well known that Drake has a mansion in Toronto, in this area of Toronto, but that image of his exact house had been put out by Kendrick Lamar. And again, both artists taking shots at each other through their lyrics. Very ugly feud that has had a lot of people talking in recent days. And then this shooting at the house earlier this morning. Now, there is absolutely no evidence to suggest that feud is connected connected to what happened here last night. But people online, certainly who do follow the two rappers, are certainly talking about it. And quite likely that'll be one of the questions for police if they speak to us this morning, Natasha.
Many people online. All right. So if they're linking that to Kendrick, which they're trying to say it's a feud going on, so it might be linked to Kendrick. Let's talk to the police. So you mean to tell me if this happened and this happened on the same day, it's a coincidence? So over on Hot Hip Hop News, Drake's OVO store in London was vandalized. So you mean to tell me that this is part of Kendrick's plan too? They spray painted "They Not Like Us" on the window. This is just some people trying to get some clout. Now, what I'm gonna say is before we go into the next clip where they go a little more in depth, I'm gonna show you. Well, I'll play it and then I'll show you guys what I'm talking about in a connection in the Toronto streets that doesn't have anything to do with Kendrick Lamar. I mean, it kind of does because of like the weekend, but it ain't really got nothing to do with them. So let's see.
Well, a Toronto home belonging to the musician Drake was the scene of an overnight shooting. It happened at around 2 in the morning, and a man was rushed to hospital with serious injuries. Now, this happened in the upscale Toronto neighborhood called the Bridle Path. CBC's Megan Fitzpatrick is at the scene.
Police confirming a shooting.
My bad, that was the wrong one. Nah. JL, follow me. Follow me. You can laugh now. You can laugh now. But trust me, when it comes, that's what I do. All right. That's what I do. I don't insinuate anyone doing anything. But trust me, I might get on here and act a damn fool. I might talk TV shows. I might have a little bit of intellect. And, you know, I might talk some serious shit, but I be knowing what's going on. Y'all be thinking I'm on here bullshitting, but I be paying attention. Don't worry. Matter of fact, since JL wants to say that, watch this. Watch this. Matter of fact, we're gonna go ahead and break that down with the weekend. All right. JL said, I don't know if you're a male or a female, so I don't want to like be disrespectful. I was gonna say either they or he or she, but all right. So you guys want to know what's really going on? All right. In Drake's song Push Ups. Now, if you didn't know, there's history between OVO and XO. OVO is Drake's, XO is The Weeknd. The Weeknd was up and coming. Drake brought him in and tried to get him to sign. And that's why you hear The Weeknd saying, "We still don't trust you. I'm glad I didn't sign my life away." Long story short, Weeknd wrote 4 or 5 songs for Drake on his album, and then he signed his own independent deal. Now, since he's on the song with Future, and he's saying, "I'm glad I didn't sign my life away." OVO shooters making TikToks. Now, the guy that they're talking about making TikToks is the guy named Baca. Baca is the guy that was arrested for X trafficking that Kendrick Lamar was talking about. Now, you want me to connect this to what the hell is going on in Drake's song Push Ups? Yeah, I'm from the, where do you say? Yeah, I'm the sixth god. I'm the front runner. Y'all nigga manager was Chubb's little blunt runner. Claim the 6 and you boys ain't even come from it. Cash, cash, cash blowing Abel. Abel is The Weeknd. Pause on that because that's crazy. Cash blowing Abel bread out here tricking. Shit we do for bitches, he doing for niggas. Drake is claiming here that The Weeknd, his managers, they ain't from Toronto, but they claim Toronto. You're thinking, Mo, what are you talking about? Well, let's go ahead and take it back to April 29th. April 29th, 2024, because no one was paying attention except for me. Security guard shot outside of music executive Cash XO's home. Drake disses XO. XO was Weeknd's crew. They didn't sign with OVO. And all of a sudden, a couple of weeks later, there's a shooting back in Toronto where they claim that they were from. But Drake just said that they can't come back there and they ain't been there. So where is JL? And there's your connection. OVO and XO in Toronto, They ain't cool with each other. Well, I mean, I ain't gonna say that they ain't cool with each other, but there's your connection. There's your connection. I told you, give me a second. I'm gonna connect the dots. Security guard shot outside of music executive Cash XO's home.
The security guard has been wounded outside of a music executive's home in
Security guard wounded. What happened today? Security guard wounded. So Kendrick Lamar is really going to send a shooter up there. Come on now. Come on now. All you got to do is pay a little bit of attention. No one heard that this was going on because people were listening to, oh, they did like that. We waiting on a response. Yeah, it's a lot of shit going on. You got to open up your ears.
Encino.
Gigi Gracieta is live with the latest on the guard and the search for the suspects. Gigi.
That's right. Investigators have wrapped up their work here at the home behind me in Encino, but the real work for detectives starts now, trying to figure out exactly who these three suspects are and why they targeted this home. Take a look at the video. It all happened about 2:30 this morning in Encino. A security guard shot near his guard shack multiple times, taken to the hospital and rushed straight into surgery in critical condition. That guard now out of surgery and expected to make it. He managed to tell police there were three suspects, three men, all of them reportedly armed with guns and wearing hoodies. Now, the multi-million-dollar home belongs to Amir Ismailian, better known as Cash XO, who together with recording artist The Weeknd founded XO Records and
Who founded
has
XO?
made quite a name for
Who
himself.
founded XO, Mo?
Better known as Cash XO, who together with recording artist The Weeknd founded XO
Weeknd.
Records and has made quite a name for himself in the music industry. And a short while ago, investigators were on White Oak and a parking lot because it is believed that the suspects jumped the wall into the home early this morning. Now, the big question, were they targeting the security guard or was this going to be a home invasion or attempted burglary? We're told that Cash XO was at home at the time. He had several guests over, but the suspects never made it into the house. Reporting live in
Now, are these connected? I'm going to go ahead and say no, but it's eerily similar.
Encino, I'm Gigi Graciet.
Now, also with that, we know in Toronto, Drake, well, wherever he goes, he hangs out with the, saying with the local dealers. Now, about 6 or 7 years ago, Drake had a friend of his, or should I say an associate of OVO, who ended up getting unalived by other gang members up in Toronto. Yeah, I doubt that they were going after the security guard. Hey, let's go get the security guard. I don't know if we're gonna be able to play. Let me see some. I'm gonna take this off the screen real quick and let me see how graphic it is because I don't want to play it on there and they take it off. Hold on, let me see. All right. So this is, I'm not gonna play the whole thing. I'm gonna stop it. But this is one of Drake's friends here. Now he was on the live 7 years ago. So don't think that Toronto is sweet. I joke around about it, but nah, they got some hitters up there too. Now this is his friend that was gunned down by some other members of some we don't know who. You know what I mean? But he's in the lobby and they're gonna run up, and I'm talking about they let loose. They let loose. So that's all we gonna show with that. But this is just showing you that no, it ain't just Kendrick Lamar that he was beefing. I mean, they were beefing on music shit. Wasn't nobody about to get hurt. They got too much money for either one of them to, saying go touch another. Pause. But let's get back to what's going on in Toronto. I'm just laying that down so y'all can see that, hey, when you living that life, when you putting it on records that you gonna pop open the Good Kid, Mad City van, when you gonna pop the doors and get to shooting, when you start dissing people, hey, this is what comes with it. And if you ain't really like that, then you ain't really like that. But I guess some people. Where is it at? If I could find, here we go. Watch this. You guys.
Sometimes you look behind the curtain at a lot of people's relationships, and they're just not as like peachy as they seem. So that was just kind of my shot at like anybody who feels like, oh, like you should have settled by now. I love my space. I love my work, and I love my routine. And for me to break that for somebody, it would just have to be like a really special person that fits into that puzzle and that is supportive of the things I'm doing. Have to be somebody that has taste in music. It's so much to the point that when we're separate, I've come across it a few times. Yeah. I've yet to be able to hold on. You know, I'm the captain of a ship, you know, full steam ahead, you know, can just stand beside me.
That ain't it, but it's from this interview. Drake says he lives the rapper life. This is what Kendrick was talking about with the cosplaying. Drake says, I really live this rapper life.
And that's just
on
facts.
Instagram.
Yeah. Well, just like, you know, the people that subscribe to the music that we all love. But yeah, I obviously, you know, I always keep my ear out for continue to learn, and we're gonna see who can, you know, us. It is the time to see what you got freestyle when he just completely is coming up for all three of us, where it's time to see, you know, are we capable of, you know, another 5-year run.
You talk about doing Tuscan Leather when you was like, you see around a decade from now.
Yeah.
But I feel like with them, I love them, but I don't know if they really want to.
So listen to Aubrey here, because he's about to tell us that he really, really lives this rapper life. This is what he always wanted, to be able to talk tough, to be the head honcho. Now, you can't deny it. The man make good music. The guy, he worked hard and he got where he's at. But just listen to what he's saying, and you see how he's moving around. Now, that documentary I'm going to show a little bit later on, it's going to tie in some of that also.
They keep going. Like, I feel like you may hear that thing, and a lot of times with rappers, you guys want to, like, hip-hop artists, you want to go out on top, right? Nobody wants to overstay their welcome. You know, you put out 2 or 3 projects and no one's connecting. So I could see Cole saying, okay, this is it for me for a minute, or Kendrick saying, this is it for me. But I feel like with you, I feel like your spirit is more from that competitive thing that I don't see you saying, like, this is my last one, I'm gonna take a couple years off.
It's the competitive thing, and it's also just like, I'm probably one of the few people that really lives this rap life. Like, I really live this rap life for real. I'm really out here.
Take a couple years off.
I really, really live this rap life. I'm really out here. So, man, it ain't no telling who this nigga's into it with in Toronto. You heard the old guy on the phone last week, or whatever it was, talk about Drake wasn't paying them. Man, you never know what it was, but I completely disagree with them saying, oh, it's Kendrick ain't got nothing to do with this shit, man. That nigga recording a video, playing with the kids. But he really lives this rap life. He's really the Tupac of the North. That's what he's telling us. I'm not making this up. This is his words.
It's the competitive thing, and it's also just like, I'm probably one of the few people that really lives this rap life. Like, I really live this rap life for real. I'm really out here partying. You see the house.
Up at the baby
you see it. Yeah. I'm out. I'm in the streets. I'm really out here. And, you know,
the lifestyle.
To those guys' credit, And a lot of like some of the inspiration I've taken from them for the last 6 months is just like, you know, they come, they do what they need to do, and they go back to their real life. You know, they go back to their beautiful families, and you know, and so
their beautiful families. See how it went from beautiful families to what if the kid is Dave Freeze? The nigga just be on the tracks talking. This ain't nothing to discredit him. Now, he didn't get shot, so we can talk shit. But let's go ahead and go back to Toronto. I'm just laying this down for y'all because Kendrick ain't got nothing to do with this shit, man. All right. So let me see what we got. Here we go. And this is the one that tells us that Drake is going to 100% fully cooperate with the police, where just 3 days ago, he told us there ain't no paperwork. He don't do none of that talking. But you see how that shit changed when it gets brought to your front door? Niggas lose all toughness because them bullets ain't got no names. So whoever he's into it with, he's willing to tell the police, them niggas did it.
Police confirming a shooting occurred outside the home of Canadian rapper Drake in Toronto. This happening overnight in the wake of an escalating beef between Drake and hip-hop star Kendrick Lamar. This is the scene outside of Drake's home in the city's Bridle Path neighborhood, courtesy of our CityNews chopper. Police say a man sustained serious injuries after a shooting outside that home and was taken to hospital. Police also say a suspect fled in a vehicle, but no description has been released. So far, there's no word on whether Drake was at home at the time of the shooting, but we understand from police that he has offered to fully cooperate with them.
Are we like let's be real here. All that tough talk on the internet don't mean shit. What y'all think? Now, since we just verbally heard him say that he will 100, well, he didn't say it, but the police said that he will cooperate. Can we discredit this nigga talking about there ain't no paperwork? You ain't gonna see him ratting. You see how shit changes when it's at your front door? Yeah, niggas changed their tune. I thought he was really out here. He told us he was really in the streets. He's really living the rapper life. But now he's cooperating? See? No knock. I mean, shit, if I'm worth $1 million, nigga, if someone gets shot at, oh, hello? Yeah, it was a red car. License plates looked like Alpha, Delta, Charlie, 379. I'm not sure, but go ahead and run those plates. So, of course, he should be in here fucking, hey, if he's going to cooperate, yeah, he's going to have to release the footage. Let's see, because we never know. He might have been outside talking tough. We don't know at this point, but we're going to get updates tonight.
Joining me now is Mark Mendelson. He is a former homicide detective, and he joins us now to discuss the developments in this case. As Mark, we're waiting for more word from police. Details are very scant right now. But what do you make of this shooting? This, for our viewers across the country, is known as the Bridle Path, this neighborhood. It's got a lot of mansions, but it's pretty open. It's not as though it's a gated area.
Yeah, and good morning, Marcia. You're right. It's not a gated area, but there are very, very large homes in that neighborhood. You know, and what goes along with large homes like that is a lot of security cameras and other security precautions that are taking place. And if you ever had the opportunity to drive past Drake's residence, you'll notice that there are gates and there are walls and there is sort of strategically placed trees, et cetera, to provide security. And there are also uniformed security guards at the residence. And it's my understanding from a source within Toronto Police that, in fact, it is a security guard who is the victim of the shooting, who was working at the time. It was described to me as a drive-by shooting. And as you mentioned, you know, the police have put out a suspect vehicle.
Now, they keep telling us that it was a drive-by shooting. So it was a drive-by shooting. Would they just shoot at the front gate? Because if you look at Drake's house, Like, look how far the house is from the street. Well, they ride and they. So they must have shot the guard at the gate if it was a drive-by. I surely doubt that they got snipers. Now, I'm not laughing that the guy got shot, but I'm trying to figure out what was this? And there's people saying that it was staged. They shot the mole. Nigga, if the security guard was the mole, what information would this security guard have if this nigga is the gate guard? The only thing this nigga know is when somebody come in the house and when somebody leave the house. If the security guard got, this nigga ain't the mole, it don't even make no sense. So it's like, what the fuck really happened? But then you never know, because it could have been a mispayment to some members. This is all alleged. I don't know, man. They said it was 2:18 in the morning. So were they inviting people over to the house? Like, what was the security guard doing just in the street at 2:18 in the morning? Yeah, Chris, we were just talking about Cash. We were just talking about Cash. Ashley said, me and my brother sound alike. Ashley, where you from? Ashley, where you from, Ashley? How you know my brother? I don't know. Did it really happen? Yeah, the weekend's manager got, man, we just played the video from last it was what, a week ago. Well, 2 weeks ago. It was the 29th. Let's get back into this, because I really don't know what the hell is going on. Because the police are at the front door and they got the front door marked off. Like, so all of this is a crime scene. So were the people on the inside of the house and then they came outside and got in their car and did the drive-by? They're like, man, fuck this. They went outside. Like, why would they have? I don't know. I never been to Toronto. I guess in Toronto, it's just, hey, mark off everything. Like, why would the inside of the house be taped off if it's a drive-by?
So that's all we really know at this. In fact, it is a security guard who is the victim of the shooting, who was working at the time. It was described to me as a drive-by shooting. And as you mentioned, the police have put out a suspect vehicle. So that's all we really know at this point. As you fairly stated, we don't know if Drake is at home, if he's in the country, or wherever. And now what the police are going to be doing is looking at the motivation behind this shooting. Again, there's lots of security cameras in all kinds of homes around that area, lots of security guards in other homes as well, and patrols. So they may have information of investigative value as well.
We got 170 people in here. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're new. My name is Mo.J. This is the Mo we know, and we're going to try to figure this out, and we're going to go down a rabbit hole, because I do have a documentary, which I was originally going to watch until people started hitting me up like, hey, Mo, you seen this? I'm like, oh, well, got to go talk about this then.
But they'll be looking for the motivation. And of course, Marcia, in the backdrop of all of this is this sort of feud that's been going on, as you mentioned, with Lamar, in terms of who's dropping songs and who is disrespecting the other one. And as early as this morning, somebody actually went on Google Maps and re-tagged Drake's residence as Lamar's residence. So it's this feud going on. Now, whether this is all for clicks or for publicity, nobody knows at this point. But it really doesn't take anything more than somebody being offended by what they're seeing or reading to decide that they're going to take things into their own hands and commit this crime. And that's what the police will be looking at now. So it's very early on in the investigation. Lots of good security tape to look at. You have a living witness in this security guard that's been shot, and I'm sure that when he's able to speak, he will speak, and he'll be interviewed by the police, and we'll have to go from there.
Okay.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie, man. That kind of sucks, man. And that's why I couldn't be like no security guard or nothing. I mean, I got shot off some shit this nigga Aubrey did. Like, you security for a nigga named Aubrey and you get popped on a Monday, man, or Tuesday morning. Man, hold on, All right, we're gonna keep playing this because I got another video also that actually has an update that came out probably about 20-30 minutes after this clip. They got the club going. Was it McConan? Got the club going up on a Tuesday. Got your girl in the club, she choosing.
And I just want to say, Mark, this is unconfirmed that it was the security guard. We're still waiting to hear officially from police. We expect them to be scrumming, hopefully, with reporters outside of that scene shortly, very shortly. I do want to ask you how police investigate something like this when a high-profile celebrity is involved.
Well, they're going to look at the motivation, as I mentioned earlier. Were there other threats that were coming in throughout the night, whether by text message or online? They'll be scouring all the online postings to see if anybody made any untoward or violent threats towards Drake or anybody that works for Drake or his residents. These are the things that they'll be looking at. They'll be scouring over the security tape to try and get a license plate and a description of that vehicle. And they'll be hunting down that vehicle as well. It may be stolen, it may not, we don't know. All of this is very early on. They'll be looking at the ballistics that remain at the scene, whether it's shell casings or if there's a bullet that's been retrieved from the victim or at the scene. They'll be looking at that, comparing that to other crimes.
Yeah, I've seen it, Ashley, Kansas City.
So there's lots
Shout
of
out to the
steps to
town.
be taken. There's going to be interviews of
Kansas City. Kansas City.
Drake's staff and neighbors and canvassing of that nature. So it's going to take some time. This is not new. We have seen this not only in this city, but certainly in the United States, where there have been feuds between rappers who have filmed a video in somebody else's quote unquote territory. And the response has been violence. We've seen murders related to the industry and people who are involved in that genre of music. And we've seen a lot of murders in the States that have been related to that. So this is not new. But it is obviously upsetting, and it will be thoroughly investigated, I'm sure, by the police.
And I'm well aware that this next question is of a speculative nature, but we understand Drake is cooperating with police, but we don't know if he was there. The fact that he has made that outreach or they reached out to him, do you think, Mark, that he was at home at the time?
I have no idea. I just don't know about the travels of Drake. I'm too old, Marcia, to keep an eye on that. But at the end of the day, he's going to have information of investigative value, whether he was in the home or whether he was in another country. And again, I'll go back to has he been threatened in any way, either directly or indirectly, and from who? And what steps did they take? What steps did the security guards at the residence take? So by cooperating, I would expect him to cooperate. I'm quite sure the police reached out to him right away because he will have some answers to help fill some of the voids in this puzzle.
I want to ask you
Hey,
about
thank you, Cars. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, definitely.
If anyone has driven by, they would see that security was pretty tight. But clearly, Mark, this shows us that no security system is perfect.
No, absolutely not. I mean, if what I've been told is correct, that it was a drive-by shooting, there really is nothing preventative there. There's cars. It's an open road. There's cars able to drive back and forth all the time, and security guards in Canada are not armed. They are unarmed security guards, and you can have the best security systems in the world. You can.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Did they say Toronto security guards are unarmed? Nigga, that ain't security. That's a nigga standing out front the house. Is that what they said?
And security guards in Canada are not armed.
Oh, hell no. If I was rich, I wouldn't live in Toronto. The security guards are unarmed. That ain't security. What? I just want to let you OVO niggas know we beefing in the 6. 666. We beefing in the 6, but I need y'all to do security. All right, what we gonna give? We got flashlights. We got whistles. Nigga, I'm not doing security. If I'm doing security, and I'm unarmed, I'm doing it during daytime hours. There's no way you putting me outside doing security. I'm walking back and forth with nothing but a goddamn flashlight and a whistle on my cell phone. Nigga, please, Aubrey. A nigga named Aubrey. First of all, I'm not doing security for a nigga named Aubrey. That ain't security, nigga. That is the hall monitor. Hey, y'all keep it moving. That ain't security. Oh, man. So he didn't even get to shoot back. That ain't even fair. Like, I know you signed up for this, but this guy, he didn't even stand a chance, man. Y'all get from out of here. They shooting. This nigga got some scissors. Now, I ain't making fun of the guy getting shot or anything. And, I hope he recovers. But, and the crazy thing is, this man was probably a hard worker, too. He took this job because Drake was probably paying some good, decent money that he could take care of his family. But this nigga was not prepared or equipped. Well, I'm not sure if he was unarmed. He's just saying this, so we don't have the full story. But he's from Canada, so I'm assuming he probably knows a little more than I do. Well, probably a lot more than I do. But yeah, that ain't right. If he was out there unarmed, that ain't right. That ain't right at all, man. Man, you need to hire like some Toronto Maple Police or whatever the fuck they called up there. But all right, let me continue. I'm just like, in my mind, I don't give a fuck how much money. Like, he's a celebrity, so that means he's automatically a target, even if it isn't like on no gang stuff or like niggas is gonna try to rob this place. What you want me to do? Tackle them? I gotta call the actual police.
The FBI. Yeah, this the FBI.
Yeah, we got a robbery in progress. Where you at, man? We over at Drake's house. Okay, so what did y'all do to try to deter him? Well, I had a whistle, and I blew my whistle 3 times. I said, blow the whistle. Them niggas continued to climb the gate. Okay, so where they down? They in the house. I'm on the corner waiting on y'all. I'm outside the gate. I'm just calling you to let you know that my flashlight, I can, like, when y'all get here, I can point the light in the direction that them niggas is at. I'm not taking this job. Like, it's dangerous enough just being that it's a celebrity and it's Drake. You know what I mean? You got like crazy fans trying to climb the wall. But now it's a fucking drive-by. And if this guy was unarmed, that's fucked up, man. That's fucked up. If he was unarmed. I mean, even if he's armed, it's still like, I mean, you signed up for it, but damn. That fuck that shit. And we got, I'm working for a nigga that says this.
Inspiration I've taken from them for the last 6 months is just like, they come, they do what they need to do, and they go back to their real life. They go back to their beautiful families, and and so that's something that like I've invested my time in lately. But like for the most part,
You out here.
I'm out here, man.
Yeah.
I'm really out here, like living the rap life.
But
So
I remember on 5 a.m.
I'm working for a nigga that says he's really out here. I'm really living that life, and I don't have any guns or anything to protect you from living that life because you ain't really living that life. You ain't shot shit, Jimmy. Get the fuck out of here, man. Like I say before people say I'm a hater, I admit Drake makes good music. He makes great music. He makes Drake music, but this nigga's always been corny to me, man. I've been saying that since people been on my lives since 2021, man. The nigga was just always corny to me, bro. And listen to this.
You out here.
I'm out here, man.
Yeah.
I'm really out here, like living the rap life.
But
So
I remember on 5 a.m. you say you pride yourself being the only one known for the music. And you still feel like that?
That's my only thing. Like, dog, man, I'm not working for this nigga, man. Yeah, I barely like working for myself, man. All right. Let's finish this story up, and then we'll go into the update, and then we'll check. I'm gonna check some articles while we watching this, and we're gonna see if we can get anything new. But long story short, I'm out here. I really do this. I'm really in the street. We got 220 people in here. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. My name is Mo.J. We're going to be doing more lives like this. So tune on in.
There's cars able to drive back and forth. It was a drive-by shooting. There really,
What up, Detroit?
There really is nothing preventative there. There's cars. It's an open road. There's cars able to drive back and forth all the time, and security guards in Canada are not armed. They are unarmed security guards, and you can have the best security systems in the world. You can have the best physical security in terms of gates and brick walls, things of that nature. But to be able to be proactive and prevent somebody from just driving by the house and opening fire, short of closing the road, there really is no solution.
Could you see this investigation expanding to involve other law enforcement, or is this in the hands of Toronto Police solely?
Well, right now, the offense took place in Toronto, so they will have jurisdiction. They'll have carriage of the investigation. In the event that they have to reach out to other police services to follow up on threats or perceived threats, there'll be no hesitation from the police to reach out to whatever police service, wherever it may be in North America or in Europe. It doesn't really matter. There's always good cooperation. And you're right. They may have witnesses they need interviewed very quickly in wherever, LA or London or Paris. We don't know. But it's just a phone call away and those interviews will be done.
Celebrities are often targeted, and it's even worse with social media these days. Mark, do you, from your experience, know if people always go to the police if they are feeling threatened, or if they have been threatened?
Most people do. Most people aren't threatened, I think, but the higher profile you live your life, the more you're on TV and on the radio and on social media, the more you expose yourself. And, every threat has to be weighted in terms of a threat assessment, as to whether it's even possible to identify the source, and what that person is doing in their particular life and in their particular business at that time. But I certainly, from my experience and from my clients, threats like this are reported to the police because they do need that assistance, and they have a far wide-reaching investigative, wingspan, if you will, to investigate these things as opposed to doing it internally.
Okay, I really need a quick answer because I know you have to do another interview, Mark. Do you feel that this was a warning, a sign, or do you think that there was an attempt of murder here?
I think anytime you shoot somebody, that's an attempted murder.
Hey, what fucking kind of question is that? Was it an attempted murder? Did they attempt to shoot this nigga? Did they attempted to knock this nigga head off? What do you mean wasn't an attempted murder trying to kill him? Hey, hey man, north of the border is different, nigga. And down here in the States, when a nigga get the bucket, the nigga trying to kill something. Up there, they talk about, what do you think it wasn't do you think that they were trying to kill him? What? They just doing drive-bys to do drive-bys at 2:18 in the morning? Come on, Crody. Come on, Crody. Listen to this silly shit. Do you think they were trying to kill him?
Do you feel that this was a warning, a sign, or do you think that there was an attempt of murder here?
I think anytime you shoot somebody, that's an attempted murder. I mean, we watch it on TV. You want to, shoot them in the leg or shoot them in the arm. That's not reality. That's not how the world works. So yeah, when you shoot somebody, I think there's an intent to kill.
What? All right. Put a 1 in the chat if you think they pulled up and got to shooting because them niggas was just sending a warning and they was playing. Or put a 2 if you think them niggas was for real. Because they said this dude was in critical. They had to stitch him up. He in surgery right now. Now, we hope that this gentleman recovers. But do y'all think he was playing around when they got to shooting? Or this was some serious shit? See, there's no way hey, yeah. Ask them whether they serious or you think they were just sending a warning shot. Man, a warning shot. If they sending a warning, they go shoot in the air. When you fire off a gun for a warning, you either shooting down. Well, you ain't shooting at the ground because you on like concrete. That motherfucker gonna ricochet. And they have your ass like Meg the Stallion. But if you sending off a warning, you pow 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 up in the air. Then you not about to shoot a nigga and be like, "That's my warning, nigga." What? They ain't playing. All right. Here's the update. Because I'm not seeing any newer articles, but let me refresh. But I do have a video. All right, I ain't seeing that.
Let's take you live now to the Bridle Path area where police are updating their investigation just outside Drake's home. Let's listen in live.
Pleased to be here today. I know there's a lot of interest in this incident, and I hope you can also appreciate that information is very limited at this time, so I only have so much. What I do know, I will advise you of, and I will take a few questions at the end. This morning at about 2 a.m., police were called to a shooting at the residence behind me here. When officers arrived, they located a male who was suffering from an apparent gunshot wound. That male was taken to hospital in serious condition. That person was working apparently as a security guard at the residence. He was standing outside of the gates in front of the residence when the shooting occurred.
Oh, they had this nigga on the sidewalk. Man, if I'm doing security, I'm standing behind the gate. If you need to get in, come up to the gate and put your face on the gate. Hey, I'm trying to get in here. All right, nigga, show me some credentials. They had him on the outside of the gate at 2 o'clock in the morning, unarmed. Now I gotta bring up someone give me Drake's address, man. I mean, I can find it real quick, man. God damn it. Now let's look at this street, man. This is ridiculous, bro. It just Nah, the embassy ain't got raided yet, but you heard in that last one. Remember, the lady said, "Hey, do you think any other agencies are gonna get involved in this?" Now he kind of downplayed it and said, "Well, if they need to cooperate with anybody, that goes with any country, England, United States, then they would do that." But we did hear Kendrick say that the embassy is gonna get raided. That's why I say we're gonna play this documentary, because it's a wild shit going down. Give me a second. Let me pull this up. I need to see what this sidewalk looks like. Oh boy. So this is the front of Aubrey's house. Let me get this on Google Maps. I don't like this map. Oh, there we go. View on Google Maps. All right. Damn it. So this is the street, and this is in front of his house. Now he did get some. The city allowed him to build his walls higher than everyone else. But look, from the street to the gate, that's at least probably about 20 yards, 30 yards. Well, not that far. Probably about 20 yards. So where was he standing? Like right here in front of the house? Unarmed? Oh, man. And it ain't nowhere to hide but one tree. Hey, are y'all doing security? Are y'all doing security out front of a celebrity's house with like no backup? There's no guard post or anything. You just out here? Like, look at this street. They're not missing a target. It's wide open out here. What you gonna hide behind a bush? See, so this is why I'm asking, why is the whole house taped off? So where the police were, they had this all taped off over here. But if he got shot out here on the street, how is all of this a crime scene? Well, unless there's bullets that made it that far. If yeah, okay, if bullets made it that far, then yeah. So they probably just marked it off to see. But look how far from the house it is, and there's like no guard post or nothing. It's just go stand outside the gate. I'm gonna stand on the inside of the gate. Man, all right, let's get back to this. This don't make no sense. One guard out there. They just had one guard at the front of the house, and he was on the outside of the house. He's standing on the outside of here. Like, what? So, like, what is he doing? He just. Hey, who's that? All right, keep it moving. Like, what the fuck is this nigga doing outside the gate at 2 in the morning? I ain't one to accuse nobody or nothing, but this sounds like a setup. This sounds like a setup. Nigga, go do security out front. We never do security out front the house. Hey, man, do security out front the house tonight. Drake, my bad. Aubrey, it's 1:30 in the morning, man. Just go out front. I don't know, man. This is some. Unless they were in the house and like they left the house and like they got in the car, like something happened. They were in the house and then they came outside. They got mad. Security like, hey, y'all gotta go. So he escorted them down the house, the pathway outside the gate, put them in the vehicle. Like, hey, y'all gotta go, get out of here. They get in the car and they drive off mad. But I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to make it make sense in my mind. Why the fuck is security standing outside the gate at 2 in the morning with no goddamn protection? Look, in Canada, in Toronto, they got police media officers. What kind of shit? What the fuck is a police media officer? Nigga, I only go out when they got interviews. Who got an interview today, nigga? I'm on the clock. What kind of. I guess in Toronto, you can't go over there and bullshit. They doing an interview. You can't be over there talking about hit her in the pussy. You can't do that. They got police media officers. What the fuck kind of job? How do you apply for that? Hey, I want to be a police officer, but only for the media, nigga. All right, we got an opening. All right, let's see what the fuck he talking about. Oh yeah, we talked about the vandalism in London. That ain't nothing but like just some kids. That ain't nothing serious.
Damn. We have the resident apparently as a security guard at the residence suffering from an apparent gunshot wound. That male was taken to hospital in serious condition. That person was working apparently as a security guard at the residence. He was standing outside of the gates in front of the residence when the shooting occurred. We have individuals who obviously performed the shooting who were seen in a vehicle. I do not have a description of the vehicle or the suspects at this time. Again, it's very early on in the investigation. I cannot speak to a motive at this time because it's so early, but as we get information, we will share it with you. Anyone with information is asked to call 416-808-2510 or Crime Stoppers. You can expect to see an increased presence in this neighborhood for the next little while, but it's no different than any other shooting of firearm discharge. We'll have.
I know Drake, man. Drake don't fuck with the police, man. He OVO, Crody. He in the streets. I know Drake, man. They about to have an extra police presence over there.
I've invested my time in lately, but like for the most part,
You out here.
I'm out here, man.
Yeah.
I'm really out here, like living the rap life.
But
So
I remember on 5 a.m. you say you pride yourself being the only one known for the music. And you still feel like that?
yeah, of course. I mean, I think that despite all the different narratives and the jokes, and I don't think anybody could really discredit my offering in this lifetime. You know, I really do feel like I am. You know, they go back to their beautiful families, and you know, and so yeah, that's something that like I've invested my time in lately. But like for the most part,
You out here.
I'm out here, man.
Yeah.
I'm really out here, like living the rap life.
This nigga out here living the rap life. Security ain't got no goddamn weapons. Security getting knocked in front of the house because you out here living that life, nigga, causing all this havoc, and we gotta suffer from this shit, man. I know in Toronto, we know Canada is hard to get guns, but like they don't even let me see. Can security? No, this ain't talking about nothing. Hold on. I seen one. Because one of them, Canadian law indicates the need for amendments to the criminal code. I seen one up here. They were talking about it, but it was just in the core. But they're saying like if you're like holding money or precious valuables, you can carry firearms. However, like regular bodyguards guarding a human, you cannot. I mean, that's some wild ass goddamn rules. You just gotta fight a nigga off. What we got going on today? Hey, man, you get ready to fight. Wave B said they can't carry. you said they had to do flashlights. Hey, is anybody from like hey, shout out to my dog Why Hoop, but that's what the weekend said. They shooters making TikToks. And that's what warranted Aubrey to say this. Oh, I ain't even got the lyrics up no more, but that's when Aubrey talked about Cash, and we know that Cash's security got shot April 29th. Man, there's some wild shit going on, but let's go ahead and finish this update. Let's just see. I don't even remember where we at.
Officers here looking for witnesses can expect to see an increased presence in this neighborhood for the next little while, but it's no different than any other shooting or firearm discharge. We'll have officers here looking for witnesses to come forward, as well as we canvassing for video. I'll now take a few questions.
Is Drake home and is he cooperating with this investigation?
I cannot confirm if Drake was home at the time the incident occurred, but I can tell you that we are in contact with his team and they are cooperating.
To what extent?
No. Not Aubrey and his team is cooperating when we heard Sunday that where the paperwork at? We don't do no rat. No, they keep telling us that Kendrick lied about the baby. Well, let's talk about some real live shit. We just heard and confirmed that this nigga Aubrey lied Sunday, talk about he ain't doing no ratting. When we just heard from this detective that Aubrey and the crew, OVO, will be telling other valuable what the fuck is nigga, fuck it, OVO, nigga. Oh Lord, do we got to go back to the beef and say now he really lost because we just heard this nigga admitting that he's about to do some snitching? Aubrey, I like to see some Aubrey friends defend this. Well, come on. Now, me personally, this nigga's too rich not to cooperate. Like, you gotta cooperate. You're just too rich. All that street and that shit sounds good on these lives. That shit sounds good. Yeah, we OVO, nigga, 6 gang. Where the fuck them niggas be saying? But no, you gotta that listen, if I'm this rich and a shooting occurred in front of my crib, oh nigga, that footage would have already been in the police's hand. Y'all could be like, that nigga Mo, man, that nigga Mo snitch. I don't give a fuck, nigga. I would have put, hey man, send them niggas the footage right now. What are we waiting on? Damn. OVO, other valuable options. Other viable options. Meaning, if you need some information, we got other viable options. You need the security footage. You need a voice recording. That's what OVO stand for. Over volunteering option. You know what I mean? I'm an over volunteer. I'm an over volunteer this other information I got. OVO my ass. Talking about where the paperwork at. Nigga, we just heard the detective say your ass about to do some talking. Nigga, shut that shit up, Aubrey. There's an innocent security guard that got his ass shot because your bitch ass got this nigga working on the outside of the fucking gate at goddamn 2:00 in the fucking morning with no goddamn weapons to help, no goddamn backup. One security guard, this big ass 10-foot gate. What this nigga about to do out there by himself, man? That's some bullshit, man. Workman's comp. That nigga need a sue for goddamn being put in situations he couldn't handle. Why was this nigga outside at 2:00 in the morning outside of the gate? No backup. They say this house, remember last week, he was going at Rick Ross talking about that little bitty ass house you got. You bragged about 45 fucking thousand square feet. You got one goddamn security guard out the front of this motherfucker on the outside the gate, nigga. It ain't no lights out this bitch. There ain't no cameras out this bitch. There ain't no siren that I can press. I ain't got no goddamn button to press to notify the local PD that niggas got guns out here and I ain't got shit on me. You did all that talking and all this beef and all this rapping. You done spent $3,000 to go buy Kendrick Lamar's replica van, go squash that, shot a video, and you ain't got proper security outside the front of your fucking house because you told us you was really in the streets like this and niggas is getting shot and now your bitch ass ain't nowhere to be found, but you talking all that shit on the track, how you big OVO, niggas ain't from the 6, they done ran from the 6, only for us to find out your whole ass in less than 24 hours is working with the fucking police. All that shit is bullshit, man. It's all bullshit. Niggas is too rich. Kendrick Lamar wanted to keep it rap. You wanted to talk about the nigga white because you really in the streets. We heard your bitch ass on the couch talking about, man, I'm out here. I'm like that. Them niggas go home to their family. We found out, Drake, you ain't like that, nigga. It's a fucking lie, nigga. This shit is so stupid. He really wants to, I really live this rap life. I'm really in the street. Now you got a body in the streets in the front of your fucking house, and you over here acting like a bitch talking about, yeah, we gonna cooperate. When you just told us the other day, man, Kendrick is lying about everything. If you can prove the paperwork. Now we hearing that your ass is copping pleas with the police, talking about help us out. We'll help you. This is some dumb shit, man. And this is why I say what I say, man. I always like the nigga makes good music. I won't deny that. But the nigga was always fucking corny, man. Always fucking corny and doing goofy ass shit. And now when we realize that real shit happens, This nigga is a bitch. What happened to OVO? Don't say nothing. Less than 24 hours, this nigga just told us that he will cooperate. We don't even know where this nigga Drake is. But this nigga said, I will. You know how fucking scared you have to be to not even be at the location and get on the phone with your people and tell the police I'm about to cooperate? When we just heard all this tough talk, but we knew it wasn't tough talk because your ass quit the goddamn rap battle that you were talking about drop. You kicked this shit off. Drop. The nigga dropped, and now your ass is dropping information off to the police. See how stupid this shit is? Security got shot for no fucking reason because a nigga that ain't really from this. This is what Kendra was talking about, nigga. You run down to Atlanta. Thug make you feel like you're slime, nigga. You ain't in the streets, nigga. You grew up in a Jewish community. You had a nice house. You had people around you. This ain't you. And now look at us. Where we at, y'all? Where we at right now? Where we at right now? Well, what y'all need to know. This is Aubrey. Yes, Aubrey. This is an investigator. My name is Rob. Rob Audio, and we're just calling on behalf of the Toronto police. Now, there was an incident out front of you. All right, listen, my name is Aubrey, and you guys know me. I go by Drake, but you won't see Drake's name on the ex offender list. Well, we know who you are, Aubrey. We're trying to get information on what happened at your place of residence. Well, whatever you guys need, I'm here 100%. Matter of fact, let me take these braids down. Hey, get the barber in here. I'm gonna take these braids out. I gotta go talk to them. They're gonna have me come in for an interview. I gotta be someone call Sandra, call my mom, tell her to get one of my suits together. Come on, man. Some bullshit. Look up the plane. All right, let me play this, and I'm gonna bring it up in the back. Pause.
So I am aware of what you're talking about, but it is so early in the investigation that we don't have a motive at this time. And so I cannot comment further on that.
While the motive may not be confirmed, if that is something that you're looking at, knowing that this beef crosses borders into the U.S., is there anything being done in the investigation to maybe prevent a potential suspect from leaving Canada?
So this is no different than any other investigation, okay? Like, it's maybe more high profile because there's more people here, but we treat it like any other incident. So we'll be using all our resources. Our teams will be doing as much as they can to investigate this, but it'll be no different than any other investigation at this time.
The man who was shot still in serious condition. Have you been able to talk to him? Has he not been able to give you a suspect description? And how is there no video yet of the car that fled?
So I can tell you that all I'm going to say about the victim is that he's still in the hospital in serious condition. And I'm not going to just. No, I'm not going to at this time.
This is obviously a very well-to-do neighborhood. There's likely a lot of video around. Have you guys begun your canvassing? Do you expect to get a good amount of video with this?
I would be surprised if we didn't. I can say that we've already collected some video evidence which captures the incident.
You said suspects plural. Can you say, are we talking 2, 3, or more?
No idea at this time.
And would you characterize this as a drive-by shooting or more specifically a stop and open fire?
I'm not going to get into specifics about the investigation at this time, just that a vehicle was involved and then fled the scene.
With law enforcement elsewhere, like Los Angeles and the United States?
That will be part of our investigation, but again, we're very early on.
How did the 911 call come in? Who made it?
I don't have that information.
Was this security guard alone, or were there other security guards here too?
I don't have that information.
In the incident, did it look like the security guard was the target? Were they trying to get past him?
Don't know at this time.
You said you have video capturing the incident?
Yes.
The actual shooting?
Yes.
That's what we need to see. Fuck this interview. Put that shit on the TV so we can identify who these shooters are. So they do have footage. They do have footage. Now, of course, we probably not going to see that shit for a while, but.
The security guard was the target? Were they trying to get past him?
Don't know at this time.
You said you have video capturing the incident?
Yes.
The actual shooting?
Yes.
And you yet give us a description of the vehicle?
Nope, not at this time.
You don't want to release it?
No, because we're dealing with video quality issues, correct? So we, as we have information and we're able to analyze video better, then we'll be able to provide more information.
Video. You mean to tell me this nigga Drizzy Drake, check me out, coming from the motherfucking north side, ain't got 4K cameras? Video quality issues. Nah, y'all bullshitting. Aubrey, I know you ain't trying to stage this so we'll forget that Kendrick Lamar just whooped your ass. Video quality. Nigga, I got 2 cameras in my crib that I got off of Amazon, and they 1080, and I ain't got no video quality fucking problems with them. I put them motherfuckers on my phone right now. They look pretty damn decent. I know Ring cameras that are pretty damn good. And you mean to tell me that Aubrey, Mr. 400 million M's, he ain't got good quality, video quality outside the house? Yeah, this shit sounding fishy. This shit sounding fishy. That nigga got, yeah, you think he from Toronto. He's supposed to have 6K in this motherfucker. This don't sound right. So we got a random security guard outside the gate by himself, 2 o'clock in the morning. We got footage, but the footage ain't that good. But we got Drake on the phone talk about, well, it's not Drake. They said it was his team. But the only way his team is going to talk to the police is if they go and talk to the boss. We got Drake's team talking about he's willing to cooperate. Something sound a little fishy. Now, if you remember, there was an alleged daughter, but some clowns fed Kendrick Lamar that information. Some clowns gave Kendrick some alleged information, but those clowns were OVO because Aubrey told us that we fed you the information, meaning that we were the clowns that gave you the information. I hope you ain't trying to stage some shit to try to get our minds off of you getting your ass whooped, trying to get some sympathy from the people. Because this shit ain't making sense, Aubrey. 1 security guard, 2 o'clock in the morning. Camera footage ain't that good, but you talking about you gonna cooperate. Yeah, so you trying to make it seem like you ain't gonna cooperate. I tried, man, you know me. I ain't gonna cooperate. They asked, I gave them the footage, but the footage wasn't good. This sounds like some shit might be staged, man. Yeah, I'll cooperate, but now the camera footage ain't good. So now you ain't gotta cooperate, but you told him you would. But hey, I tried to, but the camera don't, so I don't know who it was. Hey, someone find this a security guard. He said the security guard was at the hospital. Did he say he was like in critical or he's just in the hospital recovering? Because they said he got shot in the chest, but did he have like a vest on? Did they say he was actually wounded? They just been saying there's a, give me a second. No, hell no, we here now. No. Did they say he was wounded or he was just shot? No. They said he was in surgery. Surgery for what though? I had an inch of glass in my knee. I went to surgery for that. That don't mean it was nothing serious. Security guard was shot, seriously injured. Okay, he's seriously injured. So I take that back. Now I hope they ain't trying to set some shit up and they, oh man. If this is a movie type shit, all of this is alleged. If this is a movie type shit, they tried to set some shit up. You remember on Training Day? You remember at the end where Hoyt, they Denzel and them, they shot old boy, and then they said, hey, you're gonna come through and you're gonna get a stinger. We're gonna shoot you in the chest. It's just gonna be a stinger. But they shot that nigga and it went through his vest. Now, this is all alleged. This is just me thinking because it ain't making sense. Hey man, all right, look, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna stage you getting shot. You're gonna be all right. And then they shoot this nigga, and that motherfucker go through the vest. And like, hey, nigga, y'all fucking shot me. No, I'm paying. Stuff is going on in my mind, y'all. My bad, man. Sometimes I get to thinking, and I'm already. I got like 10 tabs open over here, because I'm looking at a lot of stuff, man. But like, this stuff is intriguing to me. All right, let's continue on. No, I'm not gonna regret anything I've said on this live. I already said when I even started off, I hope this man recovers. I'm gonna make jokes, but I seriously don't want anyone to be hurt. So I'm not gonna regret one damn thing I said on this live. I know everything that I'm saying, and I never disrespected him. I was on his side. I'm saying, why would you even put this man in this kind of situation to be security of a fucking celebrity outside the gate at 2 o'clock in the morning? I'm on his side, and that's why I'm saying I hope this shit isn't staged. So I don't regret nothing I say. I ain't well. There was something I did say back in the day though. I did call my dad a nigga one time. I did regret that. That nigga whooped my ass. But I already established that I want this man to recover. I don't want no one. I don't want nobody to get hurt in this shit. But in my mind, I can't help where my mind is going. I know it. I know it ain't power. That's why I clearly said when we first started, I hope this gentleman pulls through. I don't want to see nobody hurt. But I'm still going to talk about it and think it. That's like when you came in here, JL, and I put a connection with what happened with the weekend. The weekend. Yeah, nigga. I take one thought and I connect it with another thought. I use some evidence and I relate it to something else and I try to connect the dots. That's why I say all of this is hypothetical. This is a what if. This is alleged. Now, if I would have said, oh, yeah, man, he got shot. Hope he died. That's different. But I never said no shit like that. I know exactly what I'm saying here, brother.
You mentioned that the shooting occurred outside the gates, but there are markers inside near a garage, and there's an area cordoned off there. Would shell casings have gone that far? Why would that be?
I haven't even walked up to the scene, so I can't comment. Oh, thank you. No, that's going to be part of the investigation. Can't comment at this time. Thank you very much.
Can you just
That concludes today's conference. No problem, I can do that. That concludes today's conference. Thank you for attending. Paul Krupchuk, the spelling is P-A-U-L, and the last name is K.
All right, we continue to follow breaking news from the Bridle Path neighborhood this morning, where Toronto police just updated their investigation at Drake's home. Police tell us they acknowledge the amount of public interest around this story. Several questions remaining at this time. 2 a.m., that is when police got the call about a shooting just outside the home. That is where they found a male suffering from gunshot wounds. He was taken to hospital with serious injuries. Toronto police now confirming that male was working at a security guard outside the home. Police also saying the suspects were seen in a vehicle. They cannot speak to a motive. They cannot confirm if Drake was home at the time as well. Our CB24's Courtney Heels is following the story very closely, and she joins us live from outside Drake's home with the very latest. Courtney.
Mm-hmm. And Lena, we just heard from police acknowledging there is a lot of interest in this shooting investigation that they're looking into at this time. As you say, still a lot of questions. We don't know if Drake was home. We also don't know the motive. Officers saying they're treating this like any other investigation right now. Also acknowledging they do have video of this incident. They know there's a vehicle involved for the suspect or suspects who fired at the security guard. What we learned, the security guard standing outside of the home, Drake's home, just outside of the gates. This individual injured as a result of the shooting rushed to hospital. He is still in hospital with what are described as serious injuries, and police, of course, will be speaking with that investigator. But there's a lot they're still not saying. What we did hear, they say that members of Drake's team cooperating with the team who are looking here into exactly what unfolded. And again, they'll be going over that surveillance video. Obviously, we have some questions for police on what they were able to describe, why they aren't able to describe the vehicle, for example, involved in this. They just aren't sharing that right now because they're going over the quality of that video and seeing what else they can share. But a pretty significant update in the sense where, Lena, you mentioned this. We now know it was a security guard standing outside of Drake's home who was shot at. This was at about 2 o'clock in the morning. And for anybody just joining us now, this is the Bridle Path area. This is Park Lane Circle. This is the street Drake lives on. Just behind me here, that's his home. There's still a lot of officers behind me here and a really significant police presence, not only just out on the street, but also in the courtyard area where there is a lot of yellow police tape inside, and officers, the officer we just heard from, unable to speak to what they're doing on the property. But again, we know members of Drake's team working with police on this, and that it was a security guard who was injured seriously as a result of the shooting. For motive, still questions on that. They're not speculating. They obviously knew we had questions about this back and forth, this beef that's been going on with another very well-known rap artist, Kendrick Lamar, asked if there's any influence here, anything to suggest there's a connection. They say they don't know, and they're not saying anything on that just yet. So we'll have to wait and see if there is anything further to add to this, but pretty concerning for anybody who lives around here. And still, we don't know if Drake was home when this happened. So we'll see if maybe more information becomes available on that front, Lena.
Absolutely. And it is really important to note, Courtney, that investigators say they have video of the incident. They're not releasing that to the public at this time. And they're also not saying much about the suspects they're looking for, but they do have video.
Yeah, there was the question, you say you have video of this incident. They're really not saying much. In fact, there was even a question, so was this a drive-by? It certainly sounds like it. You've got a suspect vehicle involved in this, one person or a couple of individuals, and the fact that the person was outside. They're just not getting into the specifics of that. And they also say they're still going over some of that video, I'd imagine, to ensure they get the best quality video, maybe identify more on the vehicle involved. We don't have any description on that, Lena. We don't have a color, make, even a direction for that matter. We just know this all happened at 2 in the morning. It would have been quiet in this neighborhood at that time. And what we're showing with you now on your screen, this is the video we captured from Chopper 24 when investigators were in the courtyard area, the front property of Drake's home. And now what we know, of course, this shooting happened just.
See, look, even from the gate to the street, I mean, that's still a nice little walk there. So I'm just trying to figure out, like, was he escorting somebody out, or they just randomly pulled up? Because they said they got the call around 2. No one said they heard anything. So, I mean, were they just creeping around the block? But why would they just open up fire on a security guard? No, man, I have no idea.
Outside of the gates, you can actually kind of see that from where I am. It is a little difficult to make that out, Lena, and I say that because we are only able to get so close, and they've blocked off the street. And there's a lot of press here, of course, too. This is a big story. A lot of people curious about it and want to know what happened.
Yeah, and I'm sure the people in that neighborhood want to know what happened, Courtney. Any reaction from people that live there?
Not really. I mean, this isn't your typical neighborhood. We're talking about mansions. This is an affluent neighborhood. Even the homes, to get access to a front door, for example, you're walking up like a winding driveway, or there are gates in place. So it's not as simple as going door knocking to get some reaction. I talked to a couple of people who work in this area. Obviously, they're surprised, but they didn't really know anything about what happened. I talked to someone who works the property next door. They didn't have much to say in terms of what unfolded. They didn't hear anything, see anything, but obviously really surprised to show up to work this morning and see such a heavy police presence. And that is the case, right? We're talking about yellow police tape, cruisers, several officers here. They're all investigating. They want to know who was responsible for this shooting that left a security guard outside of Drake's mansion seriously injured.
Yeah, so many questions at this time, not enough answers. Courtney Heels following this very closely for us. Thanks so much for that, Courtney. Again, if you're just joining us here on CP24, we did get an update from Toronto Police. They are now investigating a shooting outside Drake's home. They got the call around 2 a.m. A security guard who was working outside Drake's home was shot, taken to hospital with serious injuries. Police cannot confirm if Drake was home at the time. They do say his team is cooperating. They also say they're looking for a number of suspects. They have video of the incident, but they cannot provide suspect descriptions. We're going to have a lot more on this breaking news story throughout the day, so stay with us for that.
This is... What? I'm trying to think. I see Kendall said maybe the security guard had beef with somebody, but would they just randomly pull up to the house not knowing if Drake, like, I just don't get why there would be a drive-by 50 yards from the front of the house with this big ass gate and you don't even know if he's in there, let alone you don't even see, like, you're not even close enough to make anything, like, have any damage on the house. This just don't seem right, man. A security guard outside the gate on his own, 2 o'clock in the morning, a random drive-by. Unless it's like some, well, I can't say it's like teenagers because hell, you had like some 30-year-olds doing stupid shit like this. Maybe it's just like a local crew or something in Toronto that was like, fuck it, man, this is our opportunity. It just, it ain't making no sense to me. And that's why I went down the rabbit hole of, what if it is staged? You know, it's like, okay, we're gonna shoot you, but it messed up or something. Like, sounds like security was on patrol. I mean, I guess they could be walking the perimeter, but that, would you really, Adrian? Would you guys, all right, say that's your house? Would you have non-armed security patrolling the perimeter though? Like, hey, I need y'all every hour on the hour to walk the perimeter, like by yourself with no weapons or nothing. Like if I got security at a crib like that, I'm gonna have, you got to have somebody with you. In the military, we call it like a wingman. Well, that's what it was in the Air Force. So wherever you went, like if you deployed or something, you always had to have a wingman. You go to the bathroom, you got to have someone with you in case something happens to you. There will always be somebody there for you. You got a battle buddy in like the Army. I don't know what the Marine ship was called, but yeah, you always went somewhere with somebody. And if I have this big ass house, I got, come on, man, you. I don't know, man, but this definitely wasn't what I was gonna get on here. I told y'all we was gonna do a live. It was originally, it was gonna be called Drake, the Diddy of the North, but then we got this breaking news. But we'll jump into the documentary. We got what, 200 people in here, and this it just shows some other stuff that's going on, and you know, saying weird things are coming from. So hit that like button, hit that subscribe button for me. We're gonna jump in this documentary. We're gonna stay on here for a while in case any updates come in. If somebody tweeted out something, they start claiming it. You know how niggas are. Niggas is stupid. They might claim some stuff. So we're gonna run through this documentary. It's called it's by Internet Oddities. Let's see, 133. So this documentary was made about 9 months ago. Yeah, that's all they saying. It was one security guard out there. But so this documentary is a documentary about some suspect events. Yeah, Kodak. We talked about Cash XO, his security guard. All right, we'll bring that back up one more time. So just to show people that are in here now. So April 29th, if you don't know the weekend's name is Abel. And then we have, so before we get into this, you need to understand what the hell is going on. Now, me personally, this doesn't have anything to do with Kendrick Lamar. This is either some Toronto shit or just like some street shit or something. Remember everybody was always saying, man, Pac, man, they had Pac like assassinated. It was just some niggas that were beefing in the street, man. It's unfortunate, but most of the time is not really what you think. It's just some street nigga shit. Now, in this beef with Kendrick Lamar, Drake had a verse on a song called Push Ups. And what Drake is doing is taking a shot at The Weeknd. And right here we say, claim the 6. Oh, well, here it is. Yeah, I'm the 6 guy. I'm the front runner. The 6 is Toronto. Y'all niggas manager was Chubb's little blunt runner. Claim the 6 and you boys ain't even from it. Cash blowing Abel. Abel is the weekend. Cash blowing Abel's bread. Out here tricking. Shit we do for the bees, he do for the niggas. Now, the connection is April 29th, about what, 2 weeks ago? Or was that 2 weeks? That was last week. April 29th, there was a shooting. Same scenario, security guard shot outside $12 million mansion owned by popular music executive known as Cass X Show. This is who Drake alleges is a Cash blowing Abel's bread. Basically saying that all the money that the weekend is making, Cash is blowing it. But he ain't spending it on the girls like Drake. What we're going to talk about in the documentary right after this. He's doing it for the niggas. Jets, whips, chains, wicked. Basically meaning he's buying these people everything. Now, here's the information from the 29th.
They're still trying to piece together exactly what led up to a shooting outside a music executive's house.
Security guard was rushed to the hospital, and the armed suspects are still on the loose. Eyewitness News reporter Rob Hayes joins us from Encino, where the crime took place. Rob?
Yeah, the hunt is on for those 3 suspects. They took off after shooting a security guard several times. Now, the mansion where this all went down is right down this long driveway. It is the home of a successful hip-hop music producer.
The Encino home must have seemed like a good target, a 7-bedroom, $12 million mansion. But whoever tried breaking into it may not have expected to find a security guard on the property. And LAPD says the suspects opened fire on that guard, shooting him several times.
And the wait time for any police officer to come is about 20 minutes to 30 minutes, and these people just need 10 to 15 minutes to come in and out.
Even in the rich neighborhoods in LA, it still take about 20 to 30 minutes for the police to show up. It ain't just our neighborhoods. The LAPD just be on that bullshit.
Leave your house.
Neighbors are clearly frustrated, saying break-ins and burglaries here have been taking off. We did a data dive into the latest crime stats and found that burglaries in LAPD's West Valley division are up 30% since 2019.
Yeah, I know in the past year 3 break-ins have happened. It's a gated community. We have, our walls are like 15 feet high, so it's kind of scary that they can just figure out ways to jump over these walls and enter your property like that.
In this case, LAPD says it is now searching for 3 men who were behind the shooting. It happened around 2:30 this morning. The security guard, said to be in his 30s, no word on his condition. The mansion in question, owned by this man, Amir Esmailian, a music producer known in the industry as Cash XO, who worked with hip-hop stars like Travis Scott and The Weeknd. One woman who lives in the neighborhood says despite...
Man, her ass ain't getting no kind of workout in. This motherfucker seen the cameras, like, I'm going to act like I'm jogging. So when the girls ask me, hey, Karen, what's up, y'all? You been running? Hell yeah, you ain't seen me on the news? Yeah, I be out there every day. I be out there running. She over here trying to stunt. Hey, if y'all can just get a back shot pause of me just running up the street, I'm going to run up and then I'm going to run back down so we can flip the angles, make it look like I was really hitting the block.
At the shooting, she isn't worried about crime here.
It's a very safe neighborhood. I feel very safe running in it. I'm sure it's something related to whoever the owners were.
Now, if you have any information that could help lead investigators to the suspect.
You hear that? You hear that slick talk that she tried to put in there? You hear that? She over there, racially profiling. Y'all ain't hear that? She gonna say, oh, it's a nice neighborhood. It had to do something with the owners. Why couldn't it just be a random robbery? Why couldn't it just be a random robbery? And luckily he had security. Sweaty upper lip and shit. Talk about it. It's a nice neighborhood. It had to be the owners. Motherfucker. He got more money than you. Bitch.
Worried about crime here.
It's a very safe neighborhood. I feel very safe running in it. I'm sure it's something related to whoever the owners were.
Now, if you have any information that could help lead investigators to the suspects in this case, you're urged to call Crime Stoppers. The number is on your screen. It's 1-800-222-TIPS. That's 1-800-222-8477.
Now, we haven't got any updates on that. Everything just stops April 29th. So there's never been an update on what happened. 7 days ago, the weekend's co-manager leaves. Guard shot outside. See, there's no updates. You would think something like this, they would have an update like, hey, the security guard is out. Anyway, man. All right. We're going to jump into this documentary. Now, like I said, initially I was going to do a different live, but this popped up and it ties in. So we'll do this, but it also plays a part towards the end of it. Remember, Drake is really, really in the streets. That's what he told us. This isn't me making up anything. This is really what he just said to us.
Real life. You know, they go back to their beautiful families and, you know, and so, yeah, that's something that like I've invested my time in lately, but like for the most part,
you out here.
I'm out here, man.
Yeah.
I'm really out here, like living the rap life.
But
so really out here and, you know, partying, you see the house, this rap life. Like, it's also just like, I'm probably one of the few people that really lives this rap life. Like, I really live this rap life for real. I'm really out here partying. You see the house.
Up at the baby
you see it. Yeah. I'm out. I'm in the streets. I'm really out here. And, you know,
the lifestyle.
To those guys' credit.
Well, with that right there is a good transition for us right into this documentary, because you heard the nigga. You see the parties, you see the lifestyle. He's really, really out here. So let's go ahead and jump on into this documentary.
The Drake thing. When did you?
Let's jump into this documentary. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. This is actually, you know what I'm saying? Prayers to the security guard, both of them. Hopefully they recover from it. We don't want to see anybody hurt in none of these rap beefs. But I definitely don't believe Kendrick Lamar had anything to do with Aubrey's house being shot. Now, we know that there's an XO, OVO, little, not really a war going on, but they don't like each other. The Weeknd already said he's glad he didn't sign his life away. We know that in Toronto, there's some other shit going on within the streets, just like any major city. But we're going to go into this documentary, and this documentary is titled The Disturbing History of Drizzy Drake. So, all right, we're gonna go into this, and this everything that they're saying is documented. So it's not me hating or nothing. I just was gonna play this earlier. I was gonna title it, "Is Drake the Diddy of the North?" Well, let's find out, because he's really like that. He's really in the streets. He really parties. So let's go.
Drake thing. When did you first meet him?
He was a fan of women's high school basketball.
Can you imagine if there was a grown man where throughout his adulthood, well into his 20s and now into his late 30s, he's consistently caught just being really interested in teen girls?
You cannot text a 14-year-old girl, "I miss you so much."
We've seen so many examples of this behavior from them.
If I said to you, I was texting a 14-year-old girl saying, "I miss you so much," would you not think that's weird?
What does he say? About boys. He helps me.
Drake's rise to success is nothing short of impressive. With over 170 million records sold and 193 awards, 36-year-old Drake is ranked as the highest certified digital singles artist in the United States. From his radio-friendly hits to his nice guy image, it's rare to hear anything negative about the artist. However, over the past 14 years, a pattern has emerged, leading to some fans questioning what's going on behind the scenes. The conversation started when footage from a 2010 Drake concert began circulating the internet. Footage where a 23-year-old Drake invites a girl from the crowd on stage, dances with her, smells her hair, massages her shoulders, puts his arms around her, and then starts to kiss her neck. He then says that he's going to get carried away before asking how old she is.
How old are you?
Drake walks away while making a
This is facts. So when you hear Kendrick saying that he's a PDF file. It wasn't made up. This nigga kissed a 17-year-old after he found out she was 17. So you thought that was the beginning? No. Listen to what the fuck this nigga does.
2010 Drake concert began circulating the internet. Footage where a 23-year-old Drake invites a girl from the crowd on stage, dances with her, smells her hair, massages her shoulders, puts his arms around her, and then starts to kiss her neck. He then says that he's going to get carried away before asking how old she is.
How old are you?
Drake walks away while making a joke about going to jail before turning back to her and saying, 17? Why do you look like that? You thick. Look at all of this. He continues saying, I don't know if I should feel guilty or not, but I had fun. I like the way your feel against my chest. He then kisses her on the cheek as well as her forehead before ending the bit and continuing the show. Now it's understandable that this was crowd interaction gone wrong, but him continuing to make sexual comments about her body and kissing her multiple times after learning her age had some fans raising their eyebrows. However, this wouldn't be the last time Drake finds himself around minors. In a 2023 No Jumper interview with producer Lil Cece, she discusses how she first met Drake, saying that.
And just yesterday, let me see. Just yesterday, that same woman, she's 31 now, but listen to what she says. Let me see. Damn, do I got it? Yeah, I got it. Listen to what she says about that incident. Damn, come on, where is it at, Mo? Come on. So this is the woman that was on the stage. She was a child then. She said, regarding the video that's going around, I was 17 back then. So she's admitting that she was underage. I was 17 back then and I'm 31 now. This was a concert that my dad took me to back in high school. Her father was there. Drake's entourage actually picked me out in front of the crowd of people, not Drake himself. Rico, he had his crew go pick you out. By the way, performers always bring up fans on stage as part of their show. It was nothing then and it's still nothing now. Now that I have cleared up these false narratives, I'm going back to study for my law exams. Wish me luck. The only problem is you didn't clear up nothing and there's no narrative. You told us you were 17 and he knew you were 17. He still kissed you and your fucking weird ass daddy let that nigga do it. And now you're 31 in law school talking about it was nothing then, it's nothing now. It was something then. That's why the nigga was on stage and said he didn't want to fucking go to jail. What the fuck? That didn't help. That didn't, like, who told her to talk? Who said make a statement saying that you were in high school? Like, come on. And for the last 10, what is it? 14, 10, 11, 12. For the last 12, 13 years, everyone's been calling me a hater. Mo, you just hating. I told y'all the nigga was corny, but y'all, Mo, you hating. I'm like, all right, fuck it. The nigga still whacking my book. I'm still not like listening to that nigga's music. But no, they say, Mo, you tripping. I was like, nah, all right, cool. You can like the nigga music. He make good music, but the nigga's weird, bro. Now listen to this story. We're going to stop this between each story, and I want y'all to tell me if this is weird or this is regular. That's all. Once we pause it the next time, put either weird or regular.
around minors. In a 2023 No Jumper interview with producer Lil Cece, she discusses how she first met Drake, saying that in 2015 she was on a high school basketball team, and Drake, being a fan of women's high school basketball, followed both her teammate and herself.
I was her teammate, so he followed me because of her.
At the time, Drake would have been 29. The same year, Drake would post on Instagram, celebrating the release of Baka Not Nice, a rapper, friend, and member of Drake's record label, OVO, following a stint in jail for allegedly forcing a 22-year-old woman into prostitution, a weapons charge, and human trafficking. The now deleted post read, "Something in the air today, a lot of good things happening at once, but this one means the most."
Is that weird or regular to be 29 years old and following a girl on a high school basketball team that isn't a family member? Is that weird or regular? And then remember when Kendrick said certified lover boy, certified PDF file? He wasn't lying. Who just got out for sex trafficking and forcing a 22-year-old into prostitution? It's all been out there. It's all been out there. But let's continue on with her story, though.
Been waiting 11 months, Baka finally home. 1 year later, in May of 2016, 29-year-old Drake was spotted eating dinner with 18-year-old Hailey Bieber in West Hollywood. Due to their allegedly flirty interaction and Drake wearing a matching H necklace, rumors of them dating began circulating, with Entertainment Tonight even alleging that the two hooked up at Drake's Memorial Day party. However, during this time, Hailey did an interview with E! News, revealing that she'd known Drake for around 4 years at this point, meaning that a 25-year-old Drake first met Hailey when she was just 14. A big part of the conversation here is, why does Drake routinely find himself around 14 to 17-year-old girls? What does a 25-year-old man have in common with a 14-year-old? And wouldn't it feel weird to date someone you've always known to be a child right after they legally become an adult?
Is that weird or regular? Knowing her since she was 14, allegedly hooking up with her, wearing matching H chains. Is that weird or regular? And you're right, JoJo. He is pushing P. PDF. Yeah, he pushing PDF. That's what Kendrick was talking about. Kendrick wasn't making shit up. That there's this documented. But let's continue on, because that might not be enough for an Aubrey friend to believe that this nigga is different. And I ain't meaning different in a good way. Now, I'm different, but that nigga different. You know, they're different. Like, nigga, you need to be in jail.
In 2018, a now 32-year-old Drake released a song titled Nice for What, featuring the line, "High school pics, you was even bad then." 3 months later, on July 22nd, an article titled, "What Would You Do If Your Teenager Became an Overnight Instagram Sensation" was released by The Guardian, detailing a story about 16-year-old Charlie D'Alessio going viral on Instagram after being tagged in pictures at Coachella. The article describes the photos as Charlotte wearing bodysuits, bikini tops, and jean shorts. Her mother, Christina Ford, recounts the moment she realized how popular the photos were making her daughter, saying they were in the back of the car chatting away and checking in on social to say they were in Toronto, just like normal teenagers. And then suddenly Madison was like, "Oh God, it's Drake FaceTiming us. Should I answer?" As Ford drove on, listening to her daughter and her friend chatting away in the back seat with one of the biggest hip-hop stars on the planet, she felt the world as she knew it shifting under the wheels of her car. I thought, okay, she's hanging out with Drake. I guess this is for real. Later that month, Drake would release a song titled Jaded, featuring the line, "We coulda waited. I wasn't Russian. Differences in ages. You're old enough, but you're still a baby." And 2 months later in September, 14-year-old Millie Bobby Brown would attend the Emmys and mention in a red carpet interview that her and 32-year-old Drake text after meeting each other in Australia after
Who lets this nigga FaceTime their daughters, man? I wouldn't even let this nigga, like, unless it's like, hey, happy birthday, and I'm right there. Okay, cool. Happy birthday. All right, boo. Get off the phone, nigga. I'm not about to, man, you not just FaceTiming my daughter, man. Dog, this nigga is different, bro. Even the mother was like, because the girl that they were just talking about, she kind of blew up. She kind of went like viral. And the mother was like, when I was listening to him, she was like, man, this is for real, like just Drake. But she even said she felt like the world was moving like up under her feet, because even she was like, I don't know about this one. And she was the one that she got her kid away from that shit. But let's continue on. And remember, in the verse that he just dropped, and what was it? The Heart Part 6, where he was just lying to us, talking about there ain't no paperwork in him ratting, when we just heard the investigators say that these niggas is cooperating. Remember, he brought up Millie Bobby Brown's name when Kendrick said nothing about it. Listen to this shit. All of this is facts. All of this is facts. We ain't making up nothing. It's all documented.
13-year-old Millie Bobby Brown would attend the Emmys and mentioned in a red carpet interview that her and 32-year-old Drake text after meeting each other in Australia after he invited her to his concert, and that their conversations mostly consist of Drake giving her boy advice and saying how much they miss each other.
We just texted each other the other day and he was like, I miss you so much. I was like, I miss you more.
This was the first time Drake's pattern of being around underage girls really began circulating online, with many people speculating what someone with an 18-year age gap can really have in common.
I'm 34 years old. Yeah. If I said to you, I was texting a 14-year-old girl saying, I miss you so much, and she was replying to me, I miss you more, would you not think, hold on here a second, that's weird?
Millie would take to Instagram and defend Drake, saying, why you gotta make a lovely friendship your headline? You guys are weird, for real. I'm lucky to have people in the business extend their time to help me further my career and offer their wisdom and guidance. I'm very blessed to have amazing people in my life. You don't get to choose that for me. It's nice to have people understand what I do. Now get back to talking about real problems in this world other than my friendships. Jeez. However, a month later, as Drake was on tour, blind items began circulating, with people speculating who the noted foreign-born A-plus list singer/rapper could be. A year later, on November 25th, 2019, 17-year-old Billie Eilish sat down for an interview with Vanity Fair and revealed that one of the most famous people in her phone is Drake.
This nigga just has a Rolodex of minors, bro. What the fuck? Hey, man. The embassy getting raided soon. That might be why they roped off. That might be why they roped off the whole house. They may have said, okay, we just gonna use this as an entrance. Can we go on into the house, Mr. Cooperating? This nigga is different. Different. Yeah, he keeps his circle smaller, right? Smaller children. He a fan. Freaky ass nigga. He a 6'9" god. This nigga different.
She would go on to say that Drake is like the nicest dude I've ever spoken to. I mean, I've only like texted him, but he's so nice. Like, he does not need to be nice. You know what I mean? Between the Millie Bobby Brown interview and now this one with Billie Eilish, some people really started to question why a now 33-year-old man is in contact with so many children, pointing out that if you remove the celebrity status of everyone, this sort of relationship would never be supported. On October 1st, 2020, Drake rapped on 21 Savage's song, Mr. Right Now, saying the line, yeah, said she wanna fuck to some SZA. Wait, cause I used to date SZA back in 08.
This nigga is an idiot. We just heard this nigga doing all this. You know when they say Drake got a ghostwriter, we confirm that. You know when Drake ain't using a ghostwriter. Whenever some stupid shit telling on himself comes out, that nigga wrote that shit himself. This got to be, they try to say, oh man, this is the greatest. This nigga is not the brightest. He probably should have went off to school after Degrassi instead of living that rap life. Because this has to be one of the dumbest niggas we've ever seen since Kales. Since what's the dude name right now? They over there talking about No Diddy. We say no OVO right now, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Listen to this shit. This is a dumb nigga.
Bobby Brown interview, and now this one with Billie Eilish, some people really started to question why a now 33-year-old man is in contact with so many children, pointing out that if you remove the celebrity status of everyone, this sort of relationship would never be supported. On October 1st, 2020, Drake rapped on 21 Savage's song, Mr. Right Now, saying the line, "Yeah, said she wanna fuck to some SZA. Wait, cause I used to date SZA back in 08. In 2008, Drake would have been 22, and SZA would have just been 17. In a tweet, SZA confirmed that they did date, but insisted that their dynamic didn't involve anything underage or creepy. However, the following September, 35-year-old Drake
Everyone that comes out to say, let me see what this article said. She turned 18 in November of 08. But do you really think that Drake was saying I dated her the last month and a half of 08? And then she said, so it was actually 2009. No. Drake has his dates right. He has his dates right. And if she was underage at that time, then he would have, hey, you got to come up with something else to make rhyme with weight. Dog, I'm telling you, when you see this kind of shit in the lyrics, you know Drake wrote that himself. That's the only time you know for sure that nigga wrote it. Because remember, he said he ain't got no ghostwriter. His pen is crazy. So we can confirm that this nigga wrote this shit. Now, it ain't me hating. This is just the facts.
underage or creepy. However, the following September, 35-year-old Drake released an album titled Certified Lover Boy with a song titled Poppy's Home, featuring the line, "Sierra Canyon parking lot looking like a Magic City parking lot." This turned heads, as Sierra Canyon is a private school in California that offers classes for pre-K to 12th grade students. Certified Lover Boy with a song titled Poppy's Home, featuring the line, "Sierra Canyon parking lot looking like a Magic
A high school is looking like Magic City parking lot, nigga. I was really trying to keep it PG. That shit got another meaning. I was really trying to keep it PG. And we know for sure he was up there because he dated that basketball player Amiri's mom, or Amari, whatever the dude's name was. Remember, he dated that dude's mom. He took her out on a date, and he got like the whole LA Dodgers on some dumb shit. Like, that's why I don't listen to niggas corny. Like, nigga, I'm not renting out no baseball field. Sierra Canyon parking lot looking like a Magic. Nigga, Bronny James was there, man. Bronny James was at that school. Now you know why Kendrick Lamar said, LeBron, keep your family away. Curry, keep your family away. Everyone was talking about this imaginary daughter, which We still haven't confirmed that lying ass nigga Drake actually gave fake information, but we do know for a fact that he thinks the girls at Sierra Canyon look like the girls at Magic City. And we know that when he sees one that's up under the age of 18 and he knows they under 18, damn, you looking thick and I like your breast against me, and he still proceeds to kiss him. This nigga is nasty. This is a freaky ass nigga. He is 6'9" God. This nigga's disgusting. Now, everyone was fixated on, man, it's an imaginary baby. He tricked them. But not one of them niggas said anything about this shit that we're watching right here. No one said anything except for him doing the Millie Brown, Bobby Brown, like, nigga, no one brought her name up. Why would you bring her name up when we want? I don't know. This nigga's different. This nigga's different. Now, I would have never thought to compare, like, a high school. Like, okay, maybe you would have said a college. Like, let's just say Clark, Atlanta looking like Magic City. Okay, Clark, Atlanta, they of age, they work at Magic City. You know, when we watch Players Club, Diamond was going to school full time, falling asleep. She seen the professor. Okay, that's okay. But Sierra Canyon? LeBron, keep your family away. Curry, keep your family away. The embassy's getting raided soon. The embassy's getting raided soon. They didn't tape off the whole house for nothing. This is just gonna be our entrance into the house, nigga. I don't know the Toronto laws, but hey, we're gonna find out. And they talking about it's an imaginary baby. Now we could get into some gossip shit, and I could take y'all motherfuckers down a rabbit hole, and we talk about that. But we'll probably just scale it back and watch this documentary and just see if there's any updates.
Titled Poppy's Home, featuring the line, Sierra Canyon parking lot looking like a Magic City parking lot. This turned heads.
Exactly,
Sierra Canyon
Ashley.
is a private school in California that offers classes for pre-K to 12th grade students. And Magic City is a strip club in Atlanta. As the album contains 21 songs, and Drake was beefing with Kanye West at the time, it's not surprising that this single line managed to be overlooked. It's entirely possible that Drake really is just a nice guy, and perhaps his pattern of talking to underage entertainers is innocent, as he was somewhat of a child star himself. However, dating someone you've known since they were a minor as soon as they turn 18 is bizarre, and no one other than a celebrity would get a pass for this pattern of behavior. Following high school women's basketball as a 29-year-old isn't a common thing, nor is telling a 14-year-old how much you miss them when you're 32 and bear no relation. Women who claim to have hooked up with Drake all detail a similar, elaborate setup involving security guards, NDAs, getting copies of their licenses, and taking their phones away. So the possibility of a whistleblower coming forward is pretty low, but perhaps in the future, as these child and young adult celebrities often found around Drake grow up, we'll get a clearer idea of what their relationship was really like. Despite Drake's nice guy reputation, his security team has a controversial history. During Drake's first headline tour in 2010, a fan by the name of Jeremy Soriano claimed that one of Drake's bodyguards punched him in the mouth when he tried to compliment Drake at a club in Jacksonville, Florida. During an interview with Fox 30, Jeremy alleged that Drake proceeded to push him and that he had to get 6 stitches by the end of the night. A friend of the victim, who was also a witness, alleges that following the incident, as Drake entered his tour bus, he flipped both of them off and said, "F you. You're nothing." 2 years later, Drake and his team were involved in a massive brawl at a New York City club with Chris Brown, after Chris sent Drake a bottle of champagne as a peace offering. At the time, Chris Brown had been separated from Rihanna for 3 years, and as Drake was hanging around her a lot, Chris figured the gesture would help clear the air. However, according to New York Daily News, after receiving the bottle of champagne, Drake returned it to Chris with a note reading, "I'm still Rihanna," leading to the two groups throwing bottles and glasses at each other. Afterwards, photos of staff members cleaning the glass off the floor.
Y'all remember when this happened? I was stationed over here. I remember when this happened, man. These niggas fucked the club up, man. Now the crazy thing is, we hearing Aubrey security go crazy. What happened? That's why we looking at the situation that happened this morning. Like, hey, wait a minute. We thought OVO kept them Goonies on them. I don't know, man. Something ain't adding up, man. Something ain't adding up at all.
Floors emerged, and Drake's team released a statement insisting that Drake wasn't involved in the brawl at all. According to TMZ, in 2016, a server at the popular Hollywood nightclub Delilah claimed that he was punched in the face by one of Drake's bodyguards because he wouldn't get out of the bathroom so Drake could come in and use it in private. According to Insider.com, the server sued the restaurant, the rapper, and Cleveland Browns wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. over the incident. The victim also alleges that Drake ordered the beating after making a throat cut gesture to his entourage. In a video leaked to TMZ, the victim can be seen on security camera before being punched in the face by a member of Drake's security, while others soon join in on the attack, all while Drake watches. Following the attack and the lawsuit, other employees of Delilah were allegedly afraid to return to work. The next year in 2017, Drake's security team would go viral after a dash cam recording showed them bullying a driver on a street in Toronto, forcing them to the side of the road so that Drake's entourage could bypass traffic. After a driver complained, Drake's bodyguard threatened them, saying he'll take his Tesla. That same year, Shawn Mendes would appear on an episode of The Tonight Show and describe his encounter with Drake's security at a weekend concert. According to his story, Shawn Mendes, having previously met Drake a couple days prior, attempted to say hi to him at the show. However, Drake's bodyguard allegedly stopped him before he even had a chance to do so, saying, "The next thing I know, I'm in the middle of the weekend show with my arm hooked behind my back. Drake's security guard had me completely at his mercy." He went on to say that Drake saw.
Man, I like Shawn Mendes. I got a feeling that I'm going under. They had that nigga at the Weeknd concert with his hand behind his back. Imagine you a guest at the Weeknd's concert. The nigga got you hemmed up. You watch me bleed until I can't bleed. You in that motherfucker the Weeknd going crazy. The hills have eyes. The hills have eyes. You got an arm behind your back, all because this bitch ass nigga Aubrey and them talking about, man, you can't get over here. Like, nigga, do y'all not know who I am? What up, DeMarcus? Thank you for that $5. Mary J. Blige and Drake song, Mr. Do Wrong, explain a lot. Man, it's a lot of shit going down, and we're gonna have to wait for this to unfold. But it's only like a minute left. We'll knock this out, and then we'll see where we go from there.
What happened and told his bodyguard to let him go, saying, "Don't do that, you don't know who that is." And in 2021, a video went viral alleging a member of Drake's security team was on drugs and barking at people.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all, it was a part where I knew Drake's security was towed off. I said, "You good, man?" That nigga looked at me and said, "Row."
After going over some of these less than stellar moments, it becomes easier to understand how Drake has managed to keep up his nice guy image over the past 14 years of his career, as it seems as though the musician surrounds himself with a large group of people to keep attention off of him by carrying out actions on his behalf.
Well, I mean, hey, what y'all think, man? Is Aubrey moving funnier? This is just some regular shit, man. It's just like everyday life. What y'all think? Is that some weird shit, some regular shit? Like, you know what I mean? Which is it? I mean, I don't know. I mean, the security was in there barking, bro. I'll tell you one thing, though. I wish I would have went to the bathroom and Drake and them who were talking about get out so Drake can use the bathroom. Hey, them niggas gonna have to stomp me out, man. Cause I'm telling them straight up while I'm doing what I'm doing. Hey, y'all better, nigga. Y'all get the fuck out of here, nigga. I don't give a fuck. Drake gotta use the bathroom. Tell the nigga go use the other stall, man. Hey, they gonna have to whoop my ass. But I tell you one thing, I'm coming out that motherfucker knotted up, and I guarantee I'm leaving with at least I'm going for a goddamn 50 M's. I got a YouTube channel. I can't even open my eye. People are calling me ugly online. Matter of fact, I need 100 million. I need 100 million. Fuck that. I've been waiting to get a good. Let me tell y'all. I wake up waiting for a good ass whooping by a celebrity. One time I was in Vegas and we were leaving Drea's after hours. So we was all downstairs. I seen James Harden down there, and we were getting on the elevator. But when we were getting on the elevator, it was 4 of us. We was kind of packed. So I got stopped because I was the shortest out the crew. Now, cause I had my homeboy Jack, he a bodybuilder. Then my dog Mac and my boy G. One of them 6'5", and the other one 6'2". So then he had me. So Jack, he solid pause. So we getting ready to get on the elevator. Man, tell me why security come through. Them niggas put their hand on my chest talking about hold up. I'm like, hey, hold up. Hold up. Then the other security like, yeah, hold on. So I'm like, all right, it's 2 of these niggas now. I already knew I wasn't gonna handle one. But man, they didn't let me on the elevator, and they let this nigga Von Miller and his girlfriend on the elevator. Them niggas stopped me. I'm like, man, I'm a crew on that motherfucker. If I get jumped down here, what I'm gonna do? What I'm gonna do? They told me, hey, hold up. I'm like, hold up. The other nigga like, yeah, hold up. Like, okay, cool. It's 2 of you niggas. Man, they let Von Miller on that motherfucker. I remember that shit too. Von Miller turned around and got on that motherfucker. I'm looking at this nigga like, man, if you ain't win that Super Bowl, boy, I slap you, nigga. But yeah, man, I always remember that shit. That kind of pissed me off too. Yeah, that's like one time I was like, man, you know what? These niggas just treated me like a bitch ass nigga. This nigga treated me like a bitch ass. This nigga said, hold on. I said, hold up. The other security said, yeah, hold on. I'm like, all right. So I'm thinking, all right, we're going to let people get on there, and I'm up next. You know what I'm saying? They see me and my crew. We over here talking. We wait for the elevator. They got people on, so we over here talking. It's 4 of us. I'm like, all right, bet. Hold up. I said, hold up. Hey, the other security nigga said, yeah, hold on. I'm like, oh, my bad, nigga. Damn, nigga. You know, my bad. I had a little bit of drink. But I sobered up quickly with that other security guard. That nigga like, yeah, hold on. Like, I was about to hold on. Why didn't you? I thought you were playing around. Like, hold up, nigga. Hold up. Wait a minute. Whoa, wait a minute. No Diddy, nigga. I thought we was doing no Meek Mill verse. But then I was like, nah, I ain't doing no Meek Mill verse. You know what I'm saying? Why didn't you just tell me y'all was going to let a celebrity on, like a Super Bowl winner or something? You know, if y'all would have been respectful, like, hey, hold on, we're going to let the Super Bowl winner go. Oh, okay, cool. Hey, fine, go on upstairs. Nigga. What them niggas talking about hold up? So I look at this again, like, nigga, hold up. The other nigga said, yeah, hold on. All right. See, all y'all had to do was say, hey, hold on a minute. We're going to let the celebrity on. I'm like, okay, I can understand that. Now, I still would have been a little upset. But for the first security guard to tell me, hold up. Nah, nigga. I do the holding up around here. You tell me to hold on. Be professional, nigga. You got a suit on. Hold up. I said, hold up. Nigga, they probably about to beat the shit out of me, but I don't think in Vegas you really get too much money for that. It's kind of dark down there too. I don't think my boys would have had my back. That should have been like the wood. I'd have been getting my ass whooped. Them niggas would have been on the elevator going up with Von Miller. They would have been stomping me out down there. No one would ever see my body again. I remember that shit too. It was a good old night. All right. Let me see. I'm going to go online. We're going to see if we got any updates or anything. And if not, I will be on standby because it's only 8:30. So y'all like this? Like, you know what I'm saying? The midday, if we got some exclusive stuff. Y'all want to continue doing lives like this? Because I said we're going to bring the Mo You Know back. So we got this. Y'all cool with this? You know what I mean? I kind of like the live shit. I like the live action. So, you know what I'm saying? I got off work today at 12:30, man. I got done with the gym about 2:25, came home, took a shower, was kicking it. Woo-wee. I bet. Yeah. Hey, the new job is straight, man. I told y'all, like, yesterday's the first day. It's only 2 of us there. And they're talking about, I'm about to make you like a lead. I'm like, man, I ain't trying to be all that, nigga. I got like 8 keys. Like, I'm like, man, I ain't trying to do all that. Then I came over here to get off work early, to hit the gym, and then get on these lives. I got midday shows I got to do. But all right, yeah, we'll definitely do that. Let me check and see if there's any updates. And we'll be back on here. We will definitely be back on. Y'all think it's staged or it's really like a real shooting? Y'all think it's staged or a real shooting? I mean, I know it's a real shooting, but
Yes. Yes. Nope, not at this time. No, because we're dealing with video quality issues, correct? So we, as we have information and we're able to better, then we'll be able to provide more information.
You mentioned that the shooting occurred outside the gate, but there are markers inside near a garage, and there's an area cordoned off there. Would shell casings have gone that far? Why would that be?
I haven't even walked up to the scene, so I can't comment.
okay, this is just a loop from earlier. But they said that there's shell casings up by the garage. Wait. Hold on.
Because it's so early, it's maybe more high profile for our investigation. No, that's going to be part of the investigation. Can't comment at this time. Thank you very much.
On this story.
No, because
Exactly, Eric. Did y'all hear that? They said there's shell casings by the garage. But if it's a drive-by, what do they do? Catch the shells and throw the shell casings up by the garage? Uh-oh.
we're dealing with video quality issues, correct? So we, as we have information and we're able to analyze video better, then we'll be able to provide more information.
You mentioned that the shooting occurred outside the gates, but there are markers inside near a garage, and there's an area cordoned off there. Would shell casings have gone that far? Why would that be?
I haven't even walked up.
Conspiracy theories. Let's go ahead and get this thing rolling. We're back, baby. It took one minor detail. You know you done fucked up, right? So there had to be some inside information being spread out to the media, because why would he say, and how could he even see? Well, I mean, like Torian said, it's probably a drone, but how would they know it's shell casings up by the garage? You might think it's just like a fragment of the bullet, the actual bullet, but shell casings over by the garage. So it was that's what they said it was a drive-by, but I was thinking maybe they came from the inside and security was escorting them out. You see what I'm saying? Like security was escorting them out. So maybe something that had occurred on the inside of the house. Security wasn't really on the outside of the gate. He just walked them off the property. They went to the car and got the buck in, and maybe somebody was at the house bucking back. Oh, shit. Okay. Either the gunman was closer to the house or someone inside the gate was shooting. So maybe what if the shooting started inside the gate? Bow, bow, bow. They start running, or they running and foul, they get to shooting. Security's like either chasing them out. They get outside the gate, they go to the car, get their gun, they start shooting back, and that's how the security gets hit, like probably trying to like close the gate or something. And that's why there's bullet shells in the street and alleged shells up by the garage. Oh shit.
Inside the gates, but there are markers inside near a garage, and there's an area cordoned off there. Would shell casings have gone that far? Why would that be?
I haven't even walked up to the scene, so I can't comment. Oh, thank you.
Look, he trying to get out of there. He trying to get out of there as soon as they start asking questions like, wait a minute, why are there shell casings up by the house? But y'all said it was a drive-by in the street. And then, hold on. Let's take it back a little bit further.
Don't know at this time.
You said you have video capturing the incident?
Yes.
The actual shooting?
Yes.
And you can't give us a description of the vehicle?
Nope, not at this time.
Because you don't want to release it?
No, because we're dealing with video quality issues, correct? So we, as we have information and we're able to analyze video better, then we'll be able to provide more information.
So he's stuttering, and they do have video proof. But all of a sudden, they got the shooting, but the video quality ain't that good. So maybe it was some bullshit going on in the inside. Now, you heard the neighbors said they didn't really hear too much commotion. So maybe there was some sabotaging of the camera footage because some bullshit was going down on the inside of the house, which is why there's shells by the garage. And they got the fuck up out of there, hightailing it, went to their car, got their guns, got the shooting back. Uh-oh. They said security got hit outside the gate. But you heard the reporter say, why are there shells by the garage? Could the shells go that far? Now, I don't know what kind of gun you got to have for shells from the street to be all the over at the garage. Unless you up on like, well, hell, even if you on a ladder, nigga, the shell ain't going that. Oh, my God. I like this, though. This is interesting here. This is some true crime shit. And listen to how he's talking about the camera footage. If we had bad camera footage, first of all, he ain't got no media presence. You know what I mean? You got to go out there and be cool. Now, I'm hearing you guys have video footage. At this time, we currently do have video footage. We're going to be reviewing that and going over it. Why won't you release it to the public? We currently have video footage. We're going to be reviewing over it before we release any information to the public. Now, if anyone has heard anything or seen anything between the hours of 01:30 and about 02:15, be sure to contact us. So what about the shells over by the garage? At this moment, I cannot confirm if there are shells over there, for I have not entered the actual scene. But when we get more details, we will release that to you all. Okay, do we have any more questions? This nigga talking about, well, we got the footage, but we ain't got the footage, but we do got niggas cooperate, but we ain't got the footage because we do got the footage, but it's a drive-by. Nigga, what? You didn't tell us anything.
Guard was the target? Were they trying to get past him?
Don't know at this time.
You said you have video capturing the incident?
Yes.
The actual shooting?
Yes.
And you can't give us a description of the vehicle?
Nope, not at this time.
Because you don't want to release it?
No, because we're dealing with video quality issues, correct? So we, as we have information and we're...
Listen to this contradiction. Hold on. Listen to this.
You said you have video capturing the incident?
Yes.
The actual shooting?
Yes.
And you can't give us a description of the vehicle?
Nope, not at this time.
Because you don't want to release it?
No, because
So how can you tell us that you have a description of the vehicle, but you can't tell us because now you don't have the quality? So how can you tell us you got the the model of the vehicle? He just told us he got the video of the crime. He got the video of the car, but he can't release the what kind of car, make, and model it is because now he can't see it because of the quality. But he just told us he knows what car it is.
Don't know at this time.
You said you have video capturing the incident?
Yes.
The actual shooting?
Yes.
And you can't give us a description of the vehicle?
Nope, not at this time.
Because you don't want to release it?
No, because we're dealing with video quality issues, correct? So
we have footage of the shooting. Yep. Do you have footage of the vehicle? Yep. Are you going to give us a description of the vehicle? Nope. Why? Because we have video quality issues. Then nigga, then don't say you have the fucking video proof of what vehicle it is because nigga, you got bad quality. These niggas know what car it is. I mean, of course, the police, they got to say this shit because they don't want to tip off that they know exactly what vehicle it is so they can put the APB out so they can look for that vehicle. I understand what he's doing this for, but this shit just seems fishy because if you put that out there, More people could say, hey, I know a nigga that drives that red Ford Taurus. I know people that drive that damn, what is that? A box Chevy over there. His name is Remy Ransom. That nigga from Techwood. I know that nigga. Oh man, this shit's getting interesting. I ain't gonna lie to you. I like this shit. This is my life here. Like this true crime shit. Hold on, give me a second. I think I just gotta. Let me see. I think I already seen this. No, I already seen this. Damn. All right. And watch how quick he's trying to get up out of there off that podium. He ain't trying to do no more talking. He know he done already slipped up too much.
As we have information and we're able to analyze video better, then we'll be able to provide more information.
You mentioned that the shooting occurred outside the gates, but there are markers inside near a garage, and there's an area cordoned off there. Would shell casings have gone that far? Why would that be?
I haven't even walked up to the scene, so I can't comment. Oh, thank you. No, that's going to be part of the investigation. Can't comment at this time. Thank you very much.
That concludes today's conference. No problem, I can do that. That concludes today's conference. Thank you for attending. Paul Krupchuk, the spelling is Paul, and the last name is K.
All right, we continue to follow breaking news.
Just like any other investigation.
Damn. All right, somebody lying. Now, do you guys think the police are really trying to solve this? Or, I mean, you know, there is some corruption. They say that Drake is like I don't even know what the fuck they got up there. They got a president up there in Canada or some shit like that? The mayor? I don't know what the hell they got up there, what the hierarchy is. But do you think that Drizzy could have some influence within the city? Or do y'all think that Toronto police, they really own their job? Pretty said he was definitely there. The prime minister. Yeah, that's right. They got the prime minister. See, this is cool though. Yeah, ain't nobody got any updates. It's everything's just on the loop. Everything's just on the loop right now. It just don't sound right to me, man. But I'm gonna be on standby. If anything new develops, you know we're gonna be right there. Hold on, let me see something. Let me play this.
Some aerial footage of the house from Drake. This is the rapper Drake right there. This is his house in Toronto. There was a shooting that happened early.
Wait.
Hey everyone, it's Andrew with ASIC My.
Did this reporter just say that's Drake right there? Hold on, let me get this thing queued up real quick. Hold on. Did she say this is the rapper Drake right there? So they saying Drake is walking around?
Welcome back to Live Now from Fox, and we do have some breaking news that we want to get to. This is some aerial footage of the house from Drake. This is the rapper Drake right there. This is his house in Toronto. There was a shooting that happened earlier outside Drake's Toronto home, and one person was injured in this. According to TMZ, sources confirm the injured person is a member of Drake's security team. Now, police have yet to say if they believe the shooting is related to the Kendrick Lamar feud. Drake and Kendrick Lamar have been feuding for quite some time, releasing diss tracks against one another. But again, police have revealed the victim suffered a gunshot wound to the upper chest, and it does does appear to have been a drive-by attack. Also, there has been impact across the Atlantic. In London, someone reportedly vandalizing Drake's store, spray painting, quote, "They not like us" on the store's front window. That graffiti inspired by Kendrick Lamar's latest diss track drop, quote, "Not like us." And just a short time ago, we were hearing from Canadian authorities as they shared the very latest in this shooting. And I do want to play that for you right now.
And I'm one of the media relations officers for the Toronto Police Service. Speaking today is Inspector Paul Kravchuk of our Integrated Gun and Gang Task Force, which investigates all.
So it's the Gun and Gang Task Force. And I'm about to look up what the Gun and Gang Task Force of Toronto does while we let this play.
Shootings and firearm discharges within the city of Toronto. Inspector?
Good morning, everyone. I'm Inspector Paul Kravchuk of the Integrated Gun and Gang Task Force, and I'm pleased to be here today. I know there's a lot of interest in this incident, and I hope you can also appreciate that information is very limited at this time, so I only have so much. What I do know, I will advise you of, and I will take a few questions at the end. This morning at about 2 a.m., police were called to a shooting at the residence behind me here. When officers arrived, they located a male who was suffering from an apparent gunshot wound. That male was taken to hospital in serious condition. That person was working apparently as a security guard at the residence. He was standing outside of the gates in front of the residence when the shooting occurred. We have individuals who obviously performed the shooting who were seen in a vehicle. I do not have a description of the vehicle or the suspects at this time. Again, it's very early on in the investigation. I cannot speak to a motive at this time because it's so early, but as we get information, we will share it with you. Anyone with information is asked to call 416-808-2510 or Crime Stoppers. You can expect to see an increased presence in this neighborhood for the next little while, but it's no different than any other shooting or firearm discharge. We'll have officers here looking for witnesses to come forward, as well as we canvassing for video. I'll now take a few questions.
Was Drake home, and is he cooperating with this investigation?
I cannot confirm if Drake was home at the time the incident occurred, but I can tell you that we are in contact with his team and they are cooperating.
To what extent is the rat beef between Drake and Kendrick Lamar part of the investigation focus?
So I am aware of what you're talking about, but it is so early in the investigation that we don't have a motive at this time. And so I cannot comment further on that.
While the motive may not be confirmed, if that is something that you're looking at, knowing that this beef crosses borders into the U.S., is there anything being done in the investigation to maybe prevent a potential suspect from leaving Canada?
So this is no different than any other investigation. Okay, like I can say that we've already collected some video evidence which captures the incident.
You said suspects plural. Can you say, are we talking 2, 3, or more?
No idea at this time.
And would you characterize this as a drive-by shooting?
We collected evidence of the shooting. Hey, how many people was it? 2 or 3? Oh, we don't know right now. What footage did you get? That y'all don't know a damn thing. You can at least tell us it was 3 suspects, 2 suspects. It was a lone shooter. You know what I mean? You got to give us some kind of information. Everything he says, well, we got footage. We seen the whole thing, but yeah, I mean, the quality ain't that good, but we know everything that happened. We just, you know what I'm saying, we don't want to tell y'all really not right now. Exactly, Kira. This ain't got nothing to do. This is some Toronto shit. This is just some Canadian. Hey, this is Canadian bacon up here. You know what I mean? Canadian bacon. Now, I don't know how they pulled off this magic trick. Eric said maybe someone got shot inside of the gate and they took the body outside of the gate. But that means they'd have to clean up the blood, though. Because they said he got shot in the chest. And if he's in critical, that means that motherfucker, they got him. But then again, this whole thing is a crime scene. And that's why we was asking, why is there crime tape around all of this? Turns out the media knows that there were shells up by the garage, allegedly. What I don't understand is Aubrey is in the streets. Why would Aubrey? They said they don't know if he was there. Now we can't confirm or not, but if did we need more information from the police, because it sounds like this might be a hoax and the police are piecing this shit together and they about to be like, nigga, this shit don't make no sense. We on your ass. Now the integrated gun and gang task force, they support shooting related investigations, arrest and prosecution of armed persons, smuggling, trafficking, and possession of crime or drugs, large scale gang organized crime enforcement. So this isn't just because of a shooting. The primary thing is this gang task force. Smuggling, trafficking. Watch this. Hold on. So the integrated gun and gang task force support shooting related investigations, arrest and prosecution of armed persons, smuggling, trafficking, and the possession of crime of guns, large scale gang organized crime enforcement in relation to outlaw motorcycle gang members. Look at this. Gun possession here, a little bit of trafficking here. This is Baca OVO that Kendrick was talking about, that Drake pays and is still on the payroll. We got the gang task force. We have large scale gang organized crime enforcement. This right here is just the opening to the house. Remember, Kendrick told us the embassy's getting raided soon. All of this, they're piecing this shit together. Someone's about to go down. This shit don't sound right at all. It sounds like the police are trying something bigger than this. They know, pause on bigger than. From what I'm seeing, this doesn't make any sense to any of us. But this is a gang task force. Now, the reason the gang task force is added to the integrated gun is because in Canada, it's tougher to get guns. So typically, if you got guns, now you could probably have hunting rifles, and that's probably like a different process to get it. But typically, if you got like handguns or anything, if you're not like police or security, then you're probably more involved into the gang side of things. So that's why they got all of this lumped together. So for them, and he's not trying to give away too much information about there may have been a shooting on the inside of the fence and that they know what the vehicle is. They may already have an investigation on whatever that vehicle is. It may have been brought up in a different crime and they don't. This gang task force, they own to something else. This shooting is just a small part in a bigger investigation. That's why he ain't trying to give up no information. They probably been watching all different sides. And then we just talked about the EXO connection that just happened in LA. Same scenario. 3 people, a security guard gets shot, and they thought that they may have been robbing, but they shot the security guard and they just dipped out. And we know that Drake was dissing them also. Now that diss is a little bit different between Kendrick and Drake's dissing. Like Kendrick's not sending no shooters out. Like, you know what I'm saying? He doesn't have no like real street beef with Drake. Oh my goodness. Oh man. I'm like, oh, we ain't solving no case. We just piecing this shit together. I don't even remember where the hell we was at. But y'all remember.
Just like I'm probably one of the few people that really lives this rap life. Like I really live this rap life for real. I'm really out here partying. You see the house.
Up at the baby
you see
show.
it. Yeah. I'm out. I'm in the streets. I'm really out here. And you know,
the lifestyle.
To those guys' credit, and a lot of like some of the inspiration I've taken from them.
You out here, all right. You out here, all right. We hear you cooperating too, nigga. I want you to address that. Get on your Instagram right now and say, we are cooperating. Me and the OVO goons. OVO, we are cooperating with the Toronto Integrated Gun and Gang Task Force to make sure that the streets of Toronto are safe. Two Maz would say, bro had a pause, so he didn't snitch on himself. It's kind of, what did he say? Thug make you feel like you was slime in your head. This nigga really think he living that life. Nigga, you don't, bro. You don't. Now it's making sense. At first, I was thinking he, you know what I'm saying, it may have been, you know what I'm saying, some dirt. But this guy's a part of the gang task force. Now, them, they a little tougher to infiltrate. So they looking at this at the bigger picture. He's like, I'm not giving y'all no information. I already been watching all these different gangs around the city. Now, the whole thing with Kendrick, and it was what? Ho King, the Chinese restaurant. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and go on down that rabbit hole. Because, I mean, you know, even academics had talked about it. But there's a guy, Sizzlack, that used to beef with Drake that used to be at that restaurant. And then Drake shows up at that restaurant, but he shows up with at that restaurant with security. But we know his ass got robbed down the block. So it's a lot of shit going on. And this is probably his chance. Now, they don't have no RICO up in Canada. But for him, he's probably been doing this shit for so long. Let me find this man's name. I'm gonna see how long this nigga been on this damn task force. Because he probably been putting these dots together for 6-7 years. The embassy's getting raided soon. This is probably about to be the downfall of one of the biggest rappers of our, well, pop stars of our generation, Malibu's Most Wanted, Aubrey, Drizzy Drake. Check him out, coming from the motherfucking North Side, Graham. Let me find this man's name.
Or more specifically, did they stop and open fire?
I'm not going to get into specifics about the investigation at this time, just that a vehicle was involved and then fled the scene.
Yeah, and
that will be part of our investigation. But again, we're very early on.
Wait, did y'all hear that? These reporters are getting fed information. Listen to what she says.
That will.
Is she asking about the Los Angeles case?
I'm not going to get into specifics about the investigation at this time, just that a vehicle was involved and then fled the scene. That will be part of our investigation. But again, we're very early on.
So she asked, are you going to work with any law enforcement like Los Angeles? Now, they're, you know, saying everyone trying to say it's Kendrick. But no, we know that April 29th, the shooting happened to another Canadian, Cash of XO. So for her to bring up LA like that, yeah, they got some fucking information. And that's why he's stuttering, because he's starting to realize that somebody is talking to y'all about what the fuck we got going on internally. Damn. Damn. All right. Hey, we watching this in real time. We be seeing this on movies and shit. Like, damn, man, that's messed up. But in real life, this is the shit that's going down. I ain't know Toronto had this in them.
How did the 911 call come in? Who made it?
I don't have that information.
Was this security guard alone? Were there other security guards here too?
I don't have that information.
In the incident, did it look like the security guard was the target? Were they trying to get past him?
Don't know at this time.
You said you have video capturing the incident?
Yes.
The actual shooting?
Yes.
And you can't give us a description of the vehicle?
Nope. Not at this time.
Because you don't want to release it?
No, because we're dealing with video quality issues, correct? So we, as we have information and we're able to analyze video better, then we'll be able to provide more information.
You mentioned that the shooting occurred outside the gates, but there are markers inside near a garage, and there's an area cordoned off there. Would shell casings have gone that far? Why would that be?
I haven't even walked up to the scene, so I can't comment. Oh, thank you. No, that's going to be part of the investigation. Can't comment at this time. Thank you very much.
Gang related?
I was going to try to get his name.
Question. Would you build a website for a major brand with more than 200 million users?
No, the fuck we wouldn't. All right. So I'm about to, we almost got 3 hours out of this. But yeah, Luxius. We covered that, the Cash XO, right before we jump back into this. We were just waiting on any updates. Tomorrow we'll probably get back on here and do another, midday live. Sheesh. We covered a lot. It sounds like there's an actual investigation into some gang shit. Man, it's getting ugly in here. But
Using Wix? Well, we did.
let me see. They got his name on here. Okay, Paul Krasowski, Toronto police inspector. Let's see. Let's do a little bit of history checking on him. Let's see if we can find any information on this investigator. Paul. Here we go. Inspector. Oh, that's just his phone number. We're not about to call him. I thought they was going to give us a description of Paul. What has Paul done for us? Criminal records. I was just trying to look for Paul's information, man. I ain't trying to look at nobody's criminal record. Yeah, I thought they was gonna give us his history. I wanted to see how long he was on the damn force. I want to know, has he locked anybody up? Toronto cases. Damn. All right. Well, we can't find anything on him. Was as rather not born over. Nah, we can't find anything. But we'll be on tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wednesday. I'm trying to think. We'll figure something out. We'll probably find another article or something. We'll do some body cam footage. So if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Definitely hit that like button. Thank y'all for tuning in. But y'all like these kind of lives though? Like especially like the breaking news stuff. Y'all like these? Because we can get we can keep it cracking now. We can keep it cracking. He on Drake's payroll. Nah, my dog Paul too legit. Paul too legit, man. Paul ain't got nothing to do with hell no. My dog Paul. Toronto arrest. I guess in Toronto, they don't really keep make it public record. All right, well. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button for me. We had like 220 people in here. We getting back out there in that algorithm. I appreciate y'all. We on the road to 50,000 subscribers. So if you can hit that like button, hit that subscribe button for your boy. You know what I mean? And we're going to lead this thing on a good foot.
Psst, I see dead people. Put it on that beat, go. Hey. Monster on the beat, ho, Debo, any rap nigga, he a freak throw, man down, call her Amber Lambs, tell him breathe, bro, nail a nigga to the cross, he walk around like Tizo. What's up with these jabroni ass niggas trying to see Compton? The industry can hate me, fuck them all and they mama. How many options you really got? I mean, it's too many options. I'm finna pass on this body, I'm John Stockton. Beat your ass and hide the Bible if God watching. Sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas. Certified boogeyman, I'm the one that up to score with him. Walk him down whole time, I know he got some hoe in him. Pull on him, extort shit, bully the flow on him. Say Drake, I hear you like I'm young. You better not ever go to cell block 1. To any bitch that talk to him and they in love, just make sure you hide your little sister from him. They tell me Chubb's the only one that get your hand-me-downs and party at the party.
Unsubscribe and get the fuck out of here, nigga, because they not like us. They not like us. If you want to unsubscribe, then get the fuck out of here, because we playing this shit.
Man with his nose now, and Baka got a weird case. Why is he around? Certified lover boys, certified pedophiles. Wop, 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 wop. That fuck him up. Wop, 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 wop. I'ma do my stuff. Why you trolling like a bitch? Ain't you tired? Trying to strike a chord, and it's probably A minor. They not like us. They not like us. Like he's in jail.
That's conniving. Hey, shout out to the Jedi.
I'm glad you boys came home. Y'all didn't deserve me. From a launcher down to Central, nigga better not speak on subpoena. The homeboy needs subpoena. That taking the moving flocks. That name gotta be registered in case my nigga watch. I really know you niggas like.